Yeah. Good morning, everybody. What's happening? And without further ado, I will mention that Artie Lange is back in the studio after a week absence. He's here. He's ready to perform.
I am. What's up, guys? How you doing?
He's in top shape.
I just want to say I love all you guys.
Thank you. Love you too.
I do. You're my other family, man.
Well, thank you. And do you want to make a statement? I don't know. Listen, I don't know what to say.
First of all, I have to say, Fred said he would be back as a guest.
Right.
I said he'd be back.
Right.
Listen,
you were right.
Fred, that's great. It's funny, but I didn't hear that. But I was trying to say, how long would I have to stay out for where, if I called in, a charity could get $10,000?
At least 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months. Yeah.
Well, he's back, Fred. What do you make of this?
I'm happy for Artie. I hope he's doing well.
Thanks, Fred. Good to see you, my man. Listen, I had what you might call a mini nervous breakdown.
That's what Robin said.
No, that's what I said.
Oh, that's what Fred
That's
said.
Fred's theory, yes. I
Yes.
said
Listen.
Artie broke down years ago.
No, this
that's
is serious.
true too. This is probably my third one, but this was like very severe in the sense that
This was like the perfect storm for you.
Yeah, it was. It was. I was in therapy, doing well, and I have a pattern of repeating mistakes in my life.
You're kidding.
Yeah, and
Who, you?
yeah, and that's something that my father had. And one of the shrink's points was, he says, you want to be so much like him, any positive and any negative. You
Right.
think that's
Right.
what
You
being,
identify with
you think that's what being a man is somehow. And your father disappointed a lot of people, and you want to disappoint a lot of people because you don't give a fuck after a while. Like, you just have to be. You got to lose. You got that gambling mentality. Like, you got it all.
You can't be a winner. You got to be a loser.
Exactly.
Well, I was going to say you've been very successful so far.
Well, yeah. I mean, thank you, Rob.
So what
I
did
miss
you?
Robin.
Yeah. So what did you
love
do
that
all
member
week?
So what happened was, I went to do this charity gig in Detroit. Okay.
Right.
Now I had this, and again, this sounds so silly, and I'm starting to really buy into therapy, but I guess the mind really can fuck with you in bad ways.
Absolutely.
Anxiety, depression, all that shit. So my father fell when he was 42. Okay.
Right.
Basically ended his life.
Right.
And
And you
I
just turned 42.
Right. I just turned 42.
Right.
And I always knew that was going to be a tough thing for me, but I didn't realize how fucking tough it was going to be. So this charity gig was for a kid who's a quadriplegic that I happen to go.
Right.
Wow.
Now, I saw the kid. Now, first of all, he's the direct opposite of the attitude my father had. My father just gave up. He's like, my father asked me to kill him 3 times a week.
How did this kid end up being a quadriplegic?
He dove into shallow water, which is a
common thing.
very common. That and motorcycle accidents are 60% of it.
Right.
And but this kid is inspirational in the sense that he is attacking life. He just got married. He's going to have a baby.
Wow.
Wow.
I met his wife. His wife is pretty, and she's pregnant, and she's with him. And his brother Ross, who put the whole thing together, is just dedicated to his brother. And the big difference is they have access to money. I don't know how, but they do. We didn't, so whatever. Wow. Who gives a shit? But, money isn't everything.
But it helps the situation.
It helps the situation.
Right.
So they constantly need money, though. So for this kid to get, newer things, like they want to get this experimental car for him, and the money I raise is going to help him get that, which is awesome.
Right.
But when you see a quadriplegic, they have certain twitches that they make that they can't help but make because they can't grip, and they try to throw their arm up to their face to scratch themselves.
Right.
And I realized I haven't really been next to one since my old man. Ooh. And when I saw that, it really fucking reminded me of that. Really
set you off.
And it affected my set. I saw him before I did stand-up, and the set went well, but it was mellow. And I was mellow. And I left, and I was happy that it was a success, but I got back on a plane, and Detroit was, you know, Howard, about Detroit. Detroit was cold and damp, and it was bad for, if you're not feeling great, Detroit.
Do you know that
Pep you up.
everyone who's ever fallen into a problem has always performed in Detroit before?
Is that right?
No, I'm not kidding.
Yeah, right.
I'm not even making a joke.
Well,
Someone sent me an
name some
email
names.
somebody sent me an email about this, that there was, like, I think right before Jackie left the show, he had performed in Detroit. It's like a...
Well, I wasn't...
Like a Bermuda Triangle.
The difference is I wasn't staying out for money.
Right.
But it was so I don't know. So on the plane ride back, it really started to eat away at me. Now, the couple weeks before, I was feeling good. You know, everything's going all right, and I stopped going to therapy. I started
Of course
missing.
you
Yeah, I
did.
started missing therapy sessions. Now the guy wouldn't stop calling me. He goes, "Come on, you got to come in. You got to come in." So I talked to him on the phone a couple of times, and finally I got back, and the anxiety and the stress of what I like. In other words, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, I turned 42. My father was paralyzed and couldn't get out of bed when he was 42. Now I'm the same exact way.
You
I
couldn't get out of bed.
Get the fuck out of bed. It was like a wet blanket or something was over me, and I made myself physically ill. I was dry heaving. I was like constantly shaking. I was sweating. I don't know what to do. I was freaking out a little bit.
Right. Did you go to the doctor? A medical doctor? You know, like a...
I call. Well, you know, my guy, the shrink is a medical doctor. I got the strength to call him the next day, and he says, "Go to the hospital." And of course, I didn't do that. I just didn't feel like doing anything. I was alone, and then my family came over, and my girlfriend, who I'll say this, I love my girlfriend.
Right.
I'm in love, and she is a fantastic person, and she's helped me through this. She's very nurturing, and my advice to her is head for the hills. But
Hey, do you hear music? Is that your iPhone?
Are you listening to your
iPod?
iPod while you're doing this?
No.
well, I wanted some background music, Howard. I'm sorry. Actually, no, that wasn't me.
you hear-
Wait a minute, it was.
Yeah. I thought so. I thought I heard something.
It was live Backstreet,
Yeah.
78. I'm sorry. I was crippled. So, like, I'm paralyzed. And,
So you're laying in bed all week,
laying
and
in
you
bed.
can't even get out of bed.
You can't get out of bed. So, and again, it's like I started saying to myself,
Did you eat, or did you don't?
hardly anything.
Hardly anything.
But what does
anything.
your girlfriend do when you're like not getting? I mean, what does she do?
Well, she's trying to figure out how to help me. You know,
Well, she's good.
Yeah, but I'm
I
just
would've
wondering-
left.
Yeah, really. I was like, well, he doesn't want to get up. I'll leave.
All right.
I said, I can't believe one of us hasn't leaped off the balcony.
So she stayed with you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Very, very sweet. And
That's very nice.
like when I would be shaking and stuff, she would try to hold me and, like, you know, make sure everything was all right. And
Wow.
Anyway, so I missed the days here, and I called my stand-up agent, and I said, look, out of respect to the show, I don't know what's going to happen next week. I had this show coming up in Rochester. I said, I can't even attempt to try to do that. And so I postponed that for whenever, you know.
Right.
And I'm trying to, you know, I mean, a big thing about it is the road, too. The road is a
I thought you were
going to
do less stand-up this year.
Well, that's become a definite now. I've totally canceled everything after what I have committed in the next month and a half,
All right.
and I postponed some of those.
Right.
So this last DVD, I got a DVD coming out.
Right.
And it's an hour and a half of material. I purged everything. It's an hour and a half of shit I thought was worthy of it. I'd have to write a whole new act anyway. I got to write the second book. No more road. 2010, I will not be on the road.
You are now semi-retired from the road.
Well, you know, hey, look, a year from now, who knows what's going to happen if I have
Right.
enough material. But this schedule and the road is bad. And this is more important, of course.
Right.
And so that was another decision I made at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so I I then said to my uncle calls me, and this is another sign that I'm, in bad shape.
Your uncle called.
My uncle calls, and he goes, listen, Art, I know you're in rough shape, but, we spent $80,000 on the Yankee tickets this year. They're in the playoffs.
Jesus.
And they said, it's a big playoff game. We got tickets to both games.
Right.
I said, I can't go.
And even A-Rod is hitting.
And A-Rod's hitting, the one negative. But, no, listen.
Now you can't even hate him.
Listen, I'm a Yankee fan, and God bless A-Rod. I hope he just keeps doing it. But anyway.
As long as he's still in love with Kate Hudson, he'll do it.
They
Howard
lost
has a theory.
Kate Hudson has magic pussy?
Well, he's like all into impressing her and shit,
Yeah, because she's at every fucking game.
Yeah, he's all in love.
That's her career now.
Yeah, that is her career.
When he gets sick of her, that's it.
Yeah. Well,
We gotta
Tank
keep-
again.
You can see that coming up the block.
You think
right?
it'll last throughout the playoffs, this
Yes,
love?
I think it'll carry us through the playoffs into the World Series.
I think A-Rod is trying to work it to where he gets her and Goldie in bed at once, and then he's out.
Right.
So I said, my uncles and cousins were going to the game. It's like the greatest time of my life. We go, we eat, at Arthur Avenue there, and I said, I can't.
You couldn't even go to the Yankees.
That didn't get you pepped up.
I can't do it. And I actually watched both games with like one eye open in bed, and they won the first two at home. They lost yesterday, and they were good games, and I couldn't even get into it.
Wow.
I couldn't even get into it.
So what do you call this? Depression, nervous breakdown?
It's definitely like a mini nervous breakdown. I think it's all those things.
Now, how did Shrink...
the Shrink. Where does he come
Okay,
into
so what
play?
happened was I finally, after yesterday, was like, because look, it was bad missing, the 3 days, and I said I had the weekend to do something. But of course, the weekend I couldn't get out to see him. He wanted to see me Saturday. He said, "I'll see you Saturday."
Wow.
He doesn't come in Saturday. He goes, "I'll see you Saturday." God knows what that costs, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
He's worried about the price. He can't get out of it.
Well, listen, you got to be practical in these times.
Listen, let me tell you something. When I sit in my shrink's office, I'm looking out the window at Central Park. He's quite a bit of money, but he's good at what he does.
Right.
All right.
So you went to the Shrink.
Yesterday after the show, I was like, "This is it. So I gotta fit. I have to fight through this somehow and just get the fuck in the shower and get out." And,
Right.
And all these people in my life were encouraging me to do that, and that
Your mom,
helped.
your sister.
That helped a lot.
Right. Yeah.
And then, of course, I say, I was running a little late, and I said, well, I'll just drive it. And then I go, I don't have a driver's license.
I better go back to bed.
So that was like, ooh. That was like one of those.
Right, you can't even drive yourself.
That was like a Frazier right hook to the face.
Right.
So I was like, oh, my God. So like a fucking... in the old days when I was broke and lost my license, I used public transportation.
All right. Maybe that's good, though.
I went on the ferry.
Right.
And I bought a ferry ticket, and I sat there, and it's all these business guys. I must say, everybody was very nice on the ferry. They were all looking at me. So many people listen to the show. I don't know what. I think it's still 20 million people.
Right.
I mean, every other day, every other guy was like, Artie, hang in there, man.
Right.
Everything all right. One guy,
All the people who take ferries usually listen to the satellite.
One guy gave me a hug. A couple of guys had their stiletto. The one cab driver said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going to the Shrink. I promise." He goes, "You better be."
So you can't get away with anything.
A lot of people were involved.
I got to the Shrink and.
Right. What do you have, like a 2-hour, 3-hour session?
He gave me 2 hours.
All right.
I'll tell you what, this guy's got me fucking pegged, man. It's like it was it was fantastic. It really was. And, I explained a lot of things to him, and he explained a lot of ways to deal with the stuff and verbally and he gave me some medication. So I'm back on track.
Right.
The anxiety wasn't nearly as bad. And I got up a lot easier, and because even with this schedule, everybody has to deal with the fact it's hard going to sleep and being afraid of oversleeping. That's bad. Right. And I've been here 8 years now, I mean,
Right.
it's been like actually 8.5 years, which is crazy.
Right.
It's the longest I've ever had a job. But, you know, if you wake up at 1, do I go back to sleep? Will I sleep through the alarm? It's like craziness you put yourself in.
Right.
But you could always deal with it. When this anxiety's really bad, that's through the fucking roof. And I'm like, oh, you know, so that
Now, do you have thoughts of suicide and stuff, or does it get that bad?
No, it never got that bad. And thank God. I
You
mean,
were just in an inertia, like
yeah,
I just can't move.
And listen,
do anything.
and I'll tell you, `𝗫ci wants me to do the Robin thing. I'm thinking about it.
What, detox?
No, I don't. I mean, listen.
What's the Robin thing?
The Robin thing is the detox.
Yeah, that's what I said. Did you detox? And you said no.
Yeah, detox is part of it.
𝗫ci wants you to do detox?
𝗫ci, it works great for her too.
Right.
Like, you know, I mean, it's a.
Well, maybe
how
you
could
gotta
you
do it.
argue with something that works for somebody? And I just like cheeseburgers so much. I don't know if I want to give up everything.
Well, maybe you could detox, but with cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburger
The
animals.
cheeseburger
Check with Robin.
detox.
Maybe Robin will let you do that.
Let's see if Ronnie can come up
But
with
everybody,
something.
As long as he could have a cheeseburger, he'll do it.
I talked to this because, you know, there's two. There's the MD people, the medicine people, and then there's this movement of people who are like, no, your body is toxic, and you got to cleanse it, and this is how you got
Maybe
to
I see
start.
enemas in your future.
Yeah, well, listen, man.
He's
You gotta
had
do
that
it.
already.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he ran out of that place.
I did.
He did. Well, listen, I am glad you're back on your feet. I was concerned about you.
Well, you know, the one
I'm
thing
sorry,
I
guys.
hope is that you see now that you must stay with the therapist because he can help you through
well, Artie's problem is
these horrible, rotten times.
one of Artie's problems is that when he starts to feel better,
He wants
I'm
to
like,
leave.
this
he
is great.
safely puts himself into illusion. I do this as well, where you go, oh, I don't need anyone
But
else.
you're just
fine.
like, you know how
Right.
we always talk about the mental patients who will always go off their medication?
Yeah.
That's what you two are like.
Well, no, I keep going.
No,
You
no,
say,
Howard.
though, you
made
have
sure
the
he
thoughts
goes.
that I could get along without this now.
Yes.
But
yes.
Howard, the one other thing too, which is like when the world overwhelms Artie, is like all of a sudden he's not doing like the drugs anymore. He's not boozing it up. He's not gambling.
Right.
So now his mind is clear, and all the shit that was bothering him in the past comes flooding in on him.
But that's why
what
you
overwhelms
need
him.
the
That's an
therapist.
excellent
That's
point,
what I'm
but
saying. He
I
runs
was-
away from exactly what would
I was
help
talking
him.
to a friend of mine about you,
Yeah.
and he even said to me, he goes, you know, if Artie really is off drugs and stuff, now he's really feeling stuff,
Yeah.
and he says it's commendable that at least if he's laying in bed, he ain't taking drugs and he's feeling it.
Well, look, let me tell you something.
You know what I mean?
But you know what? That could lead right back to drugs. That's the point. If you're not supported.
Let me tell you something. Without the people around me this weekend, because I haven't done heroin since April. Now, that's the ultimate painkiller, okay?
Right.
So, and it really is. A lot of people I spoke to went through this. He said, look, dude, you'll get over the physical addiction. He goes, then there's going to be a really bad depression time where, because you altered your mind a little bit. But
Right.
that'll go away in time. It'll go away. You just got to get through it, and you got to have a support system around your therapy to keep you away from it. If I didn't have my girlfriend, my mother, sister to shrink things, I was close to going to the bad shit.
See?
Because
That's what I'm
I
saying.
just wanted anything to temporarily feel
Right.
better.
Right.
But again, thank God that didn't happen. But like Fred's right, when you self-medicate yourself,
Well, in a way, it does take
That's
care of the
exactly
problem.
what it is.
yeah, right. And you start thinking, you start to question everything in your life. You go, why have I been fine for 20 years? Because after the first 2 years of doing stand-up, I was always real nervous, and I'm not nearly as nervous anymore. And I start going, well, because I'm a professional. And now I'm going, well, no, it's because I was fucking high.
So you haven't had heroin since, let me get the timeline right.
April.
Because I thought it was January you'd been clean.
No, April.
April.
Right.
All right.
When did you think January?
No, January.
There was a time that
January is
January
when
was mentioned.
I went to that place in Florida in January.
Right. Oh, and then April was when
I
you
came
really
back,
got off.
I had a relapse.
Right. We remember the
All right.
relapse. Yeah.
Let's take a couple of calls. Obviously, Artie, your fans want to speak to you. Let's find out what's on their mind.
Uh-oh.
You might be back in bed in
Yeah, I
a
was
few
going to say,
minutes.
strap yourself in.
As Chris Rock once said when Howard went to the calls, here's house where I get called a nigga.
Marianne from Brooklyn, go ahead.
Yeah, what's up, my nigga? I kind of like the show Howard better and Artie when we got to kind of guess what's wrong with you because, like, this is, like, so sickening and so predictable it's boring. You know, Artie, your girlfriend should head for 𝗻𝗄𝗄 because another Dana standing by your side. I heard this before, Artie. I mean, this is embarrassing to people who have nervous breakdowns. Do you actually think somebody could have a nervous breakdown for a week and recuperate and come back to work? I think that's horrible. And also, 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗱 was telling the truth. I can't believe everything you said in the past 3 weeks, and I believed you, Artie.
Well, what do you think? Artie's lying?
Well, that's my opinion about
now
Mackenzie
Phillips is a liar?
Telling the truth, but I mean, you want your job. You know, you had a nervous breakdown. You're back in a week. I mean, that's really insulting to people.
I
who are
noticed that
truly
a lot of people are
suffering.
angry when you're out. They must love you.
I don't think Marianne loves me.
I like you, Artie, but I think it's like you're taking everybody on a leash, and we're all following you.
Marianne, I wish I was that sinister. I really do. When I'm out, it's a living hell. I'm not like with a party hat on, blowing streamers around. It's terrible.
Why don't you let your mother call and say, Artie's really sick, Howard? Tell the audience we want to know. Why this cat and mouse game? It's bullshit, Artie. You want the
What cat and mouse game am I playing?
I don't understand your point.
Well, I think Marianne would like a phone call every day so we could play Artie's sick calls.
I feel guilty when I don't do that, actually, because I know it's a great part.
You're so in tune to how you're doing. Why don't you have a spokesperson to call and say, look...
Is her complaint that when you're out, you should
don't
have
call
you
or
should
something?
call?
You should
in
make
sick?
her your spokesperson.
All right. Well, maybe that's a legitimate point. I don't know.
There's 52 of those messages. You can put them together like a medley.
Does somebody really have a mini nervous breakdown for a week? That's insulting to people who are really...
All right, we heard that point already. Wow.
I think what we need to explain to Marianne is that Artie got assistance and he got something that helped to smooth him out so he can be here.
Right.
He's not in the same state that he was when he was lying in bed.
How long? Yeah, I was in Jersey. How long are you supposed to be out with a nervous breakdown?
Well, according to Marianne, it's a considerable amount of time.
I'm trying to fight through something and
be at work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Jack, go ahead. You're on in Boston, Massachusetts.
Hi.
Well,
Hi,
yes.
Jack.
All right, go ahead, Jack.
Hiya. How you guys doing?
All right.
Hey, listen, Artie, I'm glad to hear you back, but I just want to let you know one thing. You know, I'm going through a lot of shit now, but I go to work every day. I'm married for 26 years. My wife and kids are moving to California at the end of this month. So, you know, I understand things are bad on your end, but just to think, don't think it's the worst. I go to work every day, though. I'm an electrician. So, you know, I understand what you're going
In other words, your problems are worse, and you
But
go to
you're
work.
getting to work.
Listen, you know.
But I love you, Artie. You know, you are the man, but it's not all bad on your end either. You got to look
In other words, you want Artie to
Toughen up.
toughen up.
Listen to me. I'm not sitting here saying my problems are worse than anybody's
No, I'm
else.
not saying-
He's not comparing himself to you, Jack. Mike, go ahead. You're on.
Howard, I've been a subscriber since you came over, and I didn't know you before that, and I absolutely love this show, but it is not the same by a mile without Artie. I sympathize with him, and I hope you know he can get through all this, but it's just the show is not the same. And by the way,
Absolutely,
that
it's not. We love.
Marianne,
Yes.
that fucking cunt. I'll say it because Artie won't anymore. She's just got a hard on for it. She's not breaking his balls. She's just got to be a cunt. Every time he's got an issue, she's got to jump on him, and she needs a slap. That's what she fucking needs. She's a miserable cunt, and I can't say it enough. I love you, Artie, Howard, Fred, Robin, all you guys. I love you, and thanks for all the great entertainment. And Artie, come to Wisconsin. I'll make you pasta, and we'll sit and bullshit.
All right, Mike says Marianne from Brooklyn is a cunt, and that
come to Wisconsin.
And come to Wisconsin for pasta, and the show is not as good without you, he says.
And,
so that should make you happy.
The show is always great,
Right,
and I don't advocate hitting a woman.
Jim, go ahead. You're on the air.
Not even Marianne.
How you doing, Howard?
Hi.
I'd like to say I feel sorry for Artie, but I think he's full of bullshit. And did you ever notice the pattern that what happens here? It's always something so dramatic. You know, I had a mini stroke, heart attack, I had a mini breakdown. Do you believe he had
A mini stroke?
When was that?
You believe he couldn't eat? I don't believe that.
He doesn't look like he missed a meal.
I got to be honest with you. He looks like he ate.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, honestly, I don't believe that
He doesn't look
part.
like he missed a meal.
What happened
That
was
makes a point.
I wouldn't eat for a day and a half, and then I tend to binge.
Right.
But,
I definitely know he ate.
I watched the Yankee game. They showed him in the crowd there, his big fat head.
That was my Uncle Tom. He looks exactly like him.
All right. Dominic Barbara feels he needs to discuss Artie's depression. Go ahead, Dominic.
Well, Marianne doesn't know what she's talking about. People can have depressions for a week or two, but Artie, is the change of season ever an effect on you?
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's fair to say everything affects Artie.
Right.
Listen, I am.
sun up?
It turns out I'm nuts.
Yeah, that's what I said on the air yesterday. I said, you know, Artie's crazy.
Did you know?
Yeah.
We had
Howard,
a
I'm
discussion.
crazy.
If you were the
So what?
craziest person who's ever been here, I think
Wow.
you just got that
I
title.
disagree. with that.
KC's crazier than you.
No,
I
I
disagree.
don't know.
I don't know. Casey seems rational the last couple times.
Have you ever assembled computers from like garbage parts?
You know, I haven't, Fred, but Casey shows up to that job every day.
There you go. Doesn't pay
Howard,
well.
do you appreciate that change of season can affect you?
I think it can affect you, but
yeah, but it's not going to
listen,
put you in bed.
Well, one thing I've learned with Artie's been with the show now quite some time.
Almost a decade.
As
brother.
Artie says, it affected him. Changing the channel affects Artie. I
Any day with the letter Y.
mean, yeah. I mean, things affect Artie. He's very sensitive.
We're all glad you're back.
All right.
Thanks.
Very good. Thank you, Dominic.
Thanks, Dominic. All right.
Very nice. Well, I can see that a lot of people want to discuss Artie and Artie coming back. Here's someone who says you're going to be fine. Hi, you're on the air.
Artie, hang in there.
Thanks, Jeff.
Drunken Freud.
I love you, bitch.
Jeff the Drunk, what do you have to say?
I just want to say I love Artie, and I love you all very, very much.
So, Artie, when you're thinking of not coming, think of Jeff.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Jeff had my job, I think he might miss a few days as well. But Jeff, I appreciate it, man.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. That's got to make you feel good to know Jeff's behind you.
Yeah, well,
Says he can relate a little
You
bit.
always need a lot of support.
Look at what's behind you.
All right, Steve, go ahead. You're on the air. Artie's back. That's the big news.
A guy with no ass.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
what's going on, Howard?
Hey.
Pleasure to talk to you. Artie, isn't this about, I think this comes down to is that you're somewhat of a con man. You say, oh, I'm not like Jackie. I'm not holding out for money. But you do complain about how much money you make. Oh, I have to go on the road to supplement it. I only make $750,000 a year, but I go on the road to make triple that.
Where did you get those figures?
Yeah, where'd you get that?
From you, Artie.
Really?
Did you actually announce that?
You know
Make
what? Who
seven-
the fuck knows
Yeah,
what I've
right.
done?
But, like,
I forget half of the shit I've said. Sir, let me tell you something. I do not have any problems with what I'm paid here. I never have. The problem is, when Dave Attell had that show Insomniac on, he was making a lot of money on the road, and I talked to him, and he said, you know what, Art, you get addicted to the money. Like everyone in this room, I didn't grow up wealthy. I got a great job, but you start going, an agent comes up to you and goes, hey, you want to make this amount of money in St. Louis in a month? And I go, well, fucking yeah,
Oh,
and
sure.
then it comes up and then it piles up, and I let it pile up, and now it's just I got money saved. I'm doing all right. I make incredible money here. If you knew the kind of money I made here for what I do, it's insane, and I'm fine with it. Believe me, I'm fine with it.
All right.
It's got nothing to do with money.
Do you borrow money? Do you think I could borrow some money then?
Well, yeah, just whatever you need.
Whatever you need is Artie's response. Roman, go ahead in Los Angeles. Let's go.
You guys got to give him a hair test. I can't believe you're all falling for it.
Well, you can have my hair, but do you really want to know every fucking Quaalude I took in 1978? It goes way back.
Eric the Midget, you're on the air.
Hello, I'm calling in because in December I'm supposed to be on stage for Artie's show.
Is that a definite? Because I heard you might not be able to do it. Are you
Artie, Eric says he's been planning his stand-up debut at one of your shows, and now it sounds to him like
he wonders if it's canceled.
He's seeing his opportunity slip through his fingers.
Yeah.
Well, is it really a bucket list thing? I mean, are you in bad shape? Is this something that's really that important to you?
Hang on, I'm going to try to clear my throat a little bit.
He's pouring it on.
Well,
that was clearing his throat.
That was cute when he cleared his throat.
All right, my voice is back.
Thank God.
Yeah. We all missed it.
Not that bad off, but, people make bucket lists after they graduate high school and college. It's just, some to do.
Eric, what show are you supposed to perform?
Okay, I'll tell you what it is. One of the things that I've been doing and looking at the shows I have, I'm committed to New Year's Eve. Okay.
Okay.
So I was going to look at the shows where I have to fly because that's extra crazy stress getting back, and especially where I have a week of shows before and a week of shows after. It's nuts. Right. So, the show he's talking about is in San Diego, December 12th, and it's sandwiched by two
Do you think, Artie, and now that we know your situation and your condition, that you will be canceling or putting off the San Diego show?
You see, now this is where I feel...
See, you're starting to feel a little better. You've been medicated. You saw the shrink.
I'm doing great.
No, I'm just saying I'm worried that you're going to get back on this schedule and try to
Well, what I want to know from Eric is it more important for him that Artie do the show or that Artie get better?
I think
what do you think?
I think in Eric's case, he's got it worse than me.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
I'm just wondering if he cares if you are better or if he does.
Eric, would you understand if Artie canceled the show?
No. I guess I would, but he's talking about he's going through anxiety himself, but he's also at the same time putting 𝗁𝗄𝗏 through a bunch of anxiety.
Okay, all right.
What is 𝗁𝗄𝗏?
𝗁𝗄𝗏 is the promoter.
Oh.
All right, look, and I'm very sensitive to that, but I'll tell you what, Eric. For you, I will do the show.
Don't make any rash decisions, Artie. You have to do what's best for you.
Eric with the pressure tactic,
Yeah.
mentioning the word 𝗁𝗄𝗏.
𝗁𝗄𝗏.
No, 𝗁𝗄𝗏
that seemed to get you.
I mean, I don't care about promoters because there's contracts here. If you cancel 30 days before, you're allowed to do that. Right.
So maybe you're better.
And putting 𝗁𝗄𝗏 through anxiety.
Yeah, I don't want to make 𝗁𝗄𝗏 upset, but I'm just saying maybe 𝗁𝗄𝗏 would even understand your condition. And
I think 𝗁𝗄𝗏 right now is jumping up and down somewhere that his name's been mentioned. Believe me, there's ways to deal with 𝗁𝗄𝗏 too. I could do a local show for him that he could promote, and I'll fucking do it for free. He could just take all the cash.
Oh wow! Well,
I mean, I don't know.
Eric, do you understand that Artie might not be able to do the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's cool.
Another disappointment in Eric's life.
Hey, Eric, what if I... Okay, here's
Eric's shitty life.
Eric, what if I... Is it hard? How hard is it for you to travel?
Right, just fly him in.
How hard is it for you to travel, Eric? Can you get on a plane?
No, it's easy to travel. I mean...
All right, well, listen.
I'm hoping to travel in December to Florida because, I have a really shitty life. I just spent a whole weekend with the superstars of TNA.
All right,
That's awful.
I stand corrected. If I could spend a week with TNA, TNT or whatever the fuck it is. I know my life.
TNA wrestling.
I know.
I haven't made a decision yet on the December.
I was making a joke. I'm sure your life's fine.
I haven't made a decision yet on the December 12th show.
All right.
But, Eric, let's just if I flew you into a local gig in Jersey and had you do the stand-up there, would that be something you'd consider?
Sure.
Okay, good.
Hey, Artie, if you fly him in, then one of the things is he's got to come in here live, too.
Okay, well, you know what?
And there's always balloons.
Yeah, we're flying that sucker. Yeah. All right, Eric, the answer is Artie feels your pain. He seems to be compassionate.
He understands wanting to break into stand-up.
And, Eric, I know you want to break into stand-up, but, understand.
I want to break out of stand-up.
Understand that maybe Artie will sell you his act. Listen, understand the man has, mental problems. And let's be honest.
I mean, you could be sympathetic, Eric. You don't call up the guy saying he needs to cut his schedule, and right away you're putting something back on.
Yeah, but I'm asking a kid with no legs in a wheelchair to be sympathetic.
He can still have some understanding.
Fat ass. I don't.
Oh, come on. You're gonna.
Wait. Cut off.
Oh, semantics. Come on.
All right, he has legs.
All right.
He's club fucking footed, though.
Right. He probably beat me in a race.
Yeah. All right, Eric, we hear your pain and understand. And
I haven't made a decision yet on December 12th, but if in the awful situation for 𝗻𝗄𝗿𝗍 and the whole world that I don't do it, we will make arrangements to fly it to a local gig. And then you come into the show.
There you go, Eric. Artie's on your side. Thank you.
Can't believe he calls in with a demand immediately.
I know. Thank you.
Whew.
Now, Gar, can I get corporate to split the plane ticket with him?
Absolutely.
What is it?
I wanted to ask Artie a question. When Artie, when you were saying like you get addicted to the road.
Yeah. Addicted to money, not the road.
So you're right, to the money. So the question is, are you living a lifestyle where you need to make that money, or are you just addicted to the idea of making the money and you're just putting it away?
It's let me put it to you this way. Without the road, I wouldn't have like the shore house, that type of thing, that type of luxury. But I live an unbelievably great life. And, but I was at the shore house 3 times. I was nervous. I hated it.
You don't like it there?
You don't like it there?
I mean, I liked it, but I
thought you loved it.
I just don't know how to have a good time. I get there and I go, I bought these 2 fucking jet skis, and all I do is I go, my cousin's going to kill himself on one of those jet skis. I sit there, and
you're probably right about that.
And I'm like, I'm going to kill myself on it.
Well, then get rid of the jet ski if it gives you anxiety.
I sit there, $28,000.
So sell them.
2 of them.
You'll sell them.
And
Artie likes jet skis. You get double the money.
Jet skis.
Yeah,
Artie, sell the jet skis then. You're not a jet ski guy.
You know what? I do enjoy going out
No, you
there
don't.
on it. I do.
Trust me.
Except when seaweed gets in it, and you got to repair it for 14 hours.
How many times did you go out on the jet skis this summer?
Well, the 3 times he was there.
How many times did you go?
I'm going to be dead honest with you.
Okay.
The day you bought them?
Are we going to count going out and just sitting on it without starting it?
Just actually starting it and driving around on it.
Twice.
All right. Listen to me. You're not a jet ski guy.
Right, okay.
Get rid of the fucking jet ski. Sell it.
Yeah. No, okay.
Take the money, put it in the bank.
That's it. I pay 14 G's each. I get $3,000 each.
No, you won't.
Yeah.
You'll get $10,000 a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fred will buy them.
What, you want?
Robin will buy them.
I can't use another jet ski.
No, I don't know. It's like so.
Got to be some asshole out
But
there
there
who
are
wants a jet
people
ski.
who want jet skis.
All right, Tommy, you're on the air. Quickly,
Hey,
Tommy, come on. There's a lot of discussion about Artie.
He told us he lost all his weight jet skiing.
Right.
I think with one sentence, Artie could clear this whole thing up. Howard, you're a sucker.
Well, how does that help Artie clear things up?
Really?
Well, I just think he would come clean. I mean, he's just way too excited this morning. It's just way too much energy to come in over a nervous breakdown, and it's like this every
Well, what point does he come back in? I mean, he went to the doctor, they medicated him, and he's all propped up and ready to go.
Look, we have to take Artie's word. Artie's telling us his story.
When I'm in here,
Why am I a sucker? What am I supposed to do? Listen.
Look, I mean, we're not detectives.
What?
You're buying this whole thing.
But what do you say is going on?
Well, what's going on? You know.
Oh, I don't know.
No, Tommy, I'm a sucker. You're right. What is going on? Explain to us, because you're a genius.
I just think Artie's. It's way deeper than this.
It's way deeper than this.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well,
I'm scratching the surface. I mean, it's
a complicated
the point
thing.
is Artie is struggling with something.
Right.
Whatever it is.
What would you have me do? Do you want me to yell at Artie now and tell him you have to tell me more?
Call him on the carpet.
What do you want me to do, Tommy? Because I'm a sucker. We know that. But you're a genius. So let's find out what we should do.
How do you handle it?
What should we do? Should we whip him? Should we tie him to a post? What should I do? You're the genius.
I don't know.
You're a fucking moron. Hang up the phone, Tommy.
Yeah, you called in with all these names.
You're calling me a name, but you don't know what to do.
Now you don't know what to do.
You're a biggest sucker as I am. Go fucking listen to the radio. What's the matter with you? What a dick. Tommy, you're a sucker.
Yeah, he got called on the carpet.
I mean, when I get in here, it is actually therapeutic to laugh and have fun and, so I don't know. I'm not.
Artie, you don't have to perform like a trained monkey for these people. Do this just the way you feel.
But I do for serious.
Mike, you're on the air.
No, Howard. I just wanted to say, Artie, I love you, man. Before you booked this gig, did you have an inkling that this might have affected you? This bad? Did you have it because it's so close to home?
Yeah,
the Detroit gig.
Right, when you were going to work for a quadriplegic cause.
Yes, it did. But it was weird. This kid sent me the letter a few months ago, and it really was like a poignant letter. And I called him back personally, and I said, this was like in June. So I said, well, let's just figure out a date. And again, you start going, you're free here, you're free there. So October 9th, 2 days before my birthday, happened to be when it came about. So I said yes, and then I figured, you know what, that's going to be a little weird, but I'll be able to deal with it, no big deal. So it did, sir, a little bit, but not to the point where I thought it would be like this. This is crazy. It's like really nuts.
Well, this really knocked you on your ass. Eric, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, I called about something else, but I didn't realize.
Go ahead. You can talk about whatever you want.
Art, I'm not going to get into all psychological bullshit. I told you yesterday, Howard, that I suffer from depression, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that we lost our love of the drug. That was our girlfriend. So I think Artie's doing all right. I don't think he's been fucking around. I think he's for real.
All right, thank you. Well, Artie, good to have you back, and certainly we hope you are going to be okay in the continuing saga. And you will, I think you're going to survive this one. Looks like you're on the road to good health. People just need to exercise some common sense.
I just wonder if Artie thinks at some point he needs to be institutionalized.
At some point he will be. We're hoping he'll last a year, and then we can institutionalize him.
He'll get through the year?
What about that, Artie? You think eventually you'll be institutionalized and spend the rest of your days in the loony bin?
I've been in.
You have been in.
I've been in. I told you before I've been in. And
yes.
I will leap off the Chrysler building before that happens.
Oh, no.
Right.
No, it's just,
you don't want to live in an institution.
I don't think I'm going to be institutionalized.
Yeah, I don't think you're that bad.
Unless I get married.
JC, you're on the air.
You will join that institution.
Guy claims he's Artie's former bodyguard. JC. Go ahead, JC.
Oh, that name sounds familiar.
Yeah. JC, you there? Artie, your former bodyguard, was on the phone, but I don't see him now.
JC's a good guy. He's a tough motherfucker.
Yeah. Vince, you're on the air in Los Angeles.
Hey, how are you doing?
Very well.
Hey, Artie, first of all, I want to say I love you. And reading your book, you had me crying in tears about the chapter about your dad dying. because I lost my dad when he was 38 because he was alcohol, severe depression, and at the end he committed suicide after he got drunk at work. So just hang in there, man. And remember one thing, Abe Lincoln once said, the future is what you make it. You know, nothing is set in stone. So,
Abe Lincoln said that?
Abe Lincoln said that.
Yeah, and then he freed the slaves.
Exactly.
All right, Ronnie.
Yeah.
What do you think of Artie having his little nervous breakdown and missing a couple days of work? Do you think,
what do I think?
Do you think that's justified?
I think Artie's a big boy. Artie has issues. Artie needs to get help. Everybody knows that. All right? Hopefully he's getting help now. If he's not, he's only fooling himself. He's not fooling us because the show went on. You know what I'm saying?
I know
you know what
you're
I'm saying?
I hear you.
You know? He's a good guy, and I feel bad that he's having all this bullshit. But I hope he's not bullshitting everybody when he says he's getting help. Because that's what he needs. He needs to get help. And that's the only way he's going to get through this, if he gets help. Not by laying in bed. That's not going to do him any good.
So, Gary, what do you think about Artie having this, I think he said, mini breakdown and missing a couple days of work?
I think it's, you know, I find the whole thing really sad, and I feel really bad for him. And this is one of those times where I really don't think that there's another story other than the one he told. I think that, you know, that those things can do a lot to you, and I think he got really fucked up over the fact, you know, that he passed his father's birthday and all that stuff. And he told me some stuff off the air too. So it was good to see him back. He actually looks like he's in pretty good shape. And you know, we just want him to come back and you know, take his old seat and be good again.
This doesn't seem like one of those other numerous times that he's missed.
You know, it doesn't
work.
to me. It really doesn't seem that way to me. And if I get burned, so be it. But I really felt he was being very genuine today.
Artie.
Tracy was great.
Artie. Dude, there's a lot of mixed reactions with the phone calls.
This is crazy.
Does that get to you? Does that weigh on you that there's a lot of doubt?
Yeah, it does. What can I tell you? I mean, what could weigh? I mean, I don't know. People are calling in. They have their problems. I have my problems. I guess life is for about 74 or some odd years. Everyone deals with their own problems, and then they're in the dirt forever. So I'm going to deal with it, and I hate missing work. It's awful, but I went through a rough time, man. What can I tell you? It's a shitty thing, but I feel better. I'm back, and I'm going to work through it, and we'll see what happens. But, you know, I appreciate the people who are compassionate and concerned and say nice things, and the people that don't.
Rosie O'Donnell's here. We're going to bring her in. Another old friend.
Yeah, but
New friend.
Yeah, but she's a recent friend, though.
But she's been here before.
She's been here before. I know.
Hi.
Hey, Rosie. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you.
So, what brings you back to the Howard Stern Show?
My love of Howard. Of all things Howard.
You got-
And, of course, Artie, because I just read his book, and I'm codependently worried about him now. And the fact that he was absent last week led me to believe that perhaps he had fallen off the sobriety train. But I was glad to hear that he's okay.
Yeah, he says he's okay.
Yeah, but I was concerned now that I'm a regular listener. Hello.
Hello, Rosie. How are you? Tim Sagan. How are you? Tim Sagan. Nice meeting you.
You invented the machine?
I bought it. I gave it to him for his birthday.
Wait a minute. This should be the sex machine.
The Simeon. I didn't invent it. I thought of it though, but believe me, I didn't
You have the
invent
same
it.
name as it, though.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, similar.
This
close.
man invented the thing that I only found out about last time I was here. It's a machine that women can ride like a horse to sexual ecstasy. And the thing that's been funny to find out is that women here are allowed to do it on the air.
Oh, they love doing it.
And I'm hoping that he asks me. Not that I'm ever going to do it, but I just would like to be asked.
I just want to be asked.
But I don't want you to prompt him. I just would like him organically to ask me one day. I think it would feel somehow sexier.
But you will turn him down?
Yes. I think I would. Now, if they sent a sibby into my home and a lock for the door I would keep it in, maybe I would consider trying it in a few months after I talk to my therapist about it. Alone.
Rosie O'Donnell begins what I think is going to be a very successful career on radio. She used to be on TV, which is, to me, a horrible medium. Why would you want anyone seeing you? I don't want it. She used to be on TV. She used to be in the movies.
I'm sure she would still do all that stuff she's acting.
She walked away.
She is definitely acting, Howard.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
That she'll do. That she'll do. Rosie changed her hair.
Did she? She still had the same hair on.
No, different hair. Oh, no, maybe your hair is the same.
It's the same.
I was curled by a professional this morning.
No, I think
Hi,
you...
Rose.
Hey, Rosie. Oh, you know what? Standing in the hall looked like you'd put blonde highlights in your hair.
No, I haven't gone that far over the edge. Hi, Robin.
You
Artie,
lost weight.
Honey, stress does that. Artie, do you know the amount of codependent aggravation I've had while you were absent all week?
Oh, come on.
I read your book.
Oh, thank
And then when you were not here, all I did was worry. And then when you came on and you did the whole living past the day of the death of the father, I have the same thing as you, Artie, and it scares me.
What do you mean the same thing? Explain.
I'm sorry about that.
My mother died at 39, and that was a big reason why I left my show. I left my show 3 weeks, TV show, 3 weeks after I turned 40, because I couldn't believe that, I was living past my mother. It was a huge milestone for me. And every day since that, I'm 47, feels like extended play on a video game.
What do you think psychologically is going on when you think that, of course, I have that with Jesus, as you know.
Yeah, 33.
33 was my thing.
You blew past him.
I blew past him.
Everything has been an extended party.
I'm a huge narcissist and think I'm right up there with him.
Jesus and Belushi were both 33.
Yeah, but why do you think is going on psychologically, that you don't deserve to live past your mother, or you don't deserve, in Artie's case, to live past his father? What do you think is going on there?
Well,
Or why do you have to punish you? See, I think it's punishing yourself.
Yeah. But I read this book, Motherless Daughters, Legacy of Loss.
Yes.
This woman, Hope Edelman, wrote it. And when she was writing it, she wrote me an email or a letter and said, would you be interviewed for this? And it was during my TV show, and I thought, oh, this is going to be the sad dead mother's book. I'm not doing it. I wish I had done it, because what it said, basically, were all the things that Artie talked about as a motherless daughter, and that I talk about, is that most people who lose a parent at a young age think that their life is going to end at that age too, that it's a common phenomenon for people who have survived this. And that once you do surpass it, it's a very traumatic event psychologically, because number one, you were never parented past that point.
Right.
And number two, you can't believe that you are now getting something that your mother or father didn't.
Right.
I also notice a lot of anger. Like people who've lost a parent early are really, really angry.
Well, I think it's probably one of the most devastating things that can happen to a child's life. And then back when I'm 47, I don't know how old Artie is.
42.
Okay, but when I was a kid in 1973, there was no Oprah Winfrey show with people, let's talk about our feelings. We were given Valium.
And you were never sent to a therapist to deal with any of that?
No, my father got everybody to come home. I was at my friend Jackie's across the street, where I pretty much lived my whole life on Long Island, and her mother went into the other room so I couldn't see her face and told me I had to go home after the phone rang. And my mother got sick in Thanksgiving, November, and died on St. Patrick's Day, so 5 months later. So I went home and I saw like 20 cars on our street that I was like, what is this? I went in, there were aunts and uncles and people I hadn't seen in years. My father sat 5 of us down at the table. My oldest brother was 12, then I was 10, and my baby brother was 6, and there were 2 others in between. It was 5, rather.
Can you imagine?
And he said, Mommy passed away. And all the adults started to scream and cry. And I remember thinking, what does that mean, passed away? Because when you're 10, everything's literal, you know?
Right.
And everyone started to cry and scream, and everybody like kind of, and all of a sudden I was in my bedroom. From the story that they tell me, although I don't remember this, I locked myself in the bedroom for like a day. And finally my Aunt Josie went out on the ledge and came through the window and said, if you come out, I'll take you to Corvettes and get you an AM radio. Because that's what I wanted.
Right.
So I came out of the room, and my Aunt Josie took me to Corvettes. And a few days later was my birthday.
And that was the last that was spoken of, right? Like, in other words, they told you she passed away, you locked yourself in your room, your aunt takes you to Corvettes, but nobody really talks about this.
Well, then
And
it's the
was there
funeral.
no preparation? You know, your mother was
Right.
sick. Nobody talked about possibilities.
What was wrong with your mother? Had cancer, right?
Well, I only found out in '97 that she died of breast cancer because they told us she had hepatitis.
Wow.
And I looked it up in the dictionary in school, and it said a disease gotten from dirty needles. And at 10, I thought it was from sewing because she sewed a lot of things. She had a sewing machine and the, McCall's patterns. And so I made up like a fantasy. And at that time also,
Why did they tell you hepatitis?
I think they thought cancer would be a scary word for children.
Oh, okay. They were hiding it from you.
So the thing is, she died on the 17th, and the funeral was on my birthday, which is the 21st.
Oh, that's rough.
Right, which is
Right.
rough. So all these people came to the funeral, but we weren't allowed to go to the funeral because my sister and I, who was 9 at the time, we went to the wake. Then we walked in on Long Island, one of these funeral parlors, and we, again, didn't know what to prepare, right? So we walk in. There's a whole crowd of people, adults, and I'm holding my sister's hand, and we walk up to the casket, and my sister says, "Why is Mommy sleeping?" And then all the adults start to cry again. So then we're lifted up, and we're put in the station wagon. We're taken home, and we're told we're not going anywhere else. The next day, in my mind, is a party, because it was the funeral.
Right.
But it was a party, and everyone who came brought me a gift, because it was my birthday.
Wow.
So here's my mother's...
Confusing messages.
Yes. So my mother's dead, and I'm getting presents.
Right.
So, but that's why,
Do you remember your mother at all? Really?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you have films of her?
No, we have no films because
Pictures?
we didn't... No, I have about 3 pictures of her. We didn't... we didn't have a video camera.
Didn't have they had 8mm back
But we
then,
didn't have
Super 8.
that.
Your father
We were-
didn't do any of that?
No, we didn't have the money for that kind of stuff.
So you have no real memories other than what you sort of... Because to me, I don't remember much about my childhood, but my father took these Super 8 or 8mm films.
Yeah.
And to me, that's my whole childhood. You
Yes.
see what happened in
Exactly.
chronological order. It's kind of sad in a way. I mean...
Yeah, it's tragic. And it's why I take so many of those of my own kids. My kids call me a paparazzi because, like, every event, I'm there with the flip video.
I remember on your blog, you
Yes.
would have everything, the mundane.
Everything is
was on there.
documented.
Right.
Everything.
But are you in the videos as well?
Well, you hear my voice, and you hear me going, "Hey, Blakey, that was a flip on the boogie board," and then so you hear me. I'm present in it.
Think that's a reaction to not having anything of your mother?
Without a doubt.
Do you try to find people who knew your mother, who can sit there and talk to you about her? And that's probably even more painful. It probably makes you want her more.
I just started doing that about 2 years ago
Yeah.
when I saw my father for the first time in 17 years. I saw my father, and
You haven't been in touch with your father. You think you're angry with him for letting your mother die in an irrational way?
no, I think I was more angry at my mother for what I perceived to be getting sick and sort of choosing not to live, which I realize is an irrational thought, but I
Right.
was a child, and I remember thinking, like, Jackie's mother, who lived across the street, got breast cancer, and she was given 5 years, maybe 5% to live 5 years. And at Jackie's wedding, I said to her, "Why are you still alive?" And she said, "I wasn't going to die till I saw my grandkids."
Right, and
I
you're angry with your mother for
Yes.
not hanging in there for you.
Yes. But there were other issues with my dad, needless to say. And
17 years you didn't see him.
No.
Was that hard for you? I mean, was that the hardest thing you ever did? I mean,
To not see him or to see him after that?
to see him after that.
Yes, it was probably one of the most difficult things of my adult life.
Were you afraid of him?
No. He's a very slight man. Can I get some water? I don't know.
Yeah,
where
here,
I
hold
don't know. He's very slight, and he looks a lot like, the guy on Frasier who played Frasier's dad, John Mahoney.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what he looks like. So when people have a visual of my father from any inferences I've made about my childhood, excuse me, I think they picture some big, burly Irish Robert De Niro, but he looks more like a combination of Father Mulcahy from MASH and John Mahoney from Frasier. He looks like a priest almost, like a slight old Irish priest.
There's your water.
I got one. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
But so your father, 17 years.
Yeah.
You've alluded to molestation stuff. It wasn't between you and your dad, though, was it?
Well, there were some serious issues that were going on in the house at that point, and there were 5 children, and there were varying levels of abuse. And so after we discussed this, my father moved away 17 years ago.
But you never accused your father of molesting you, did you?
I think that we have had discussions, my father and I, about the things that went on in the house, and I think that we're coming to,
You're talking to him now, still?
Well, I saw him for the first time, 2 years ago, and he, what happened was I was working on trying to do a show about my mother, to talk about my mother, and she was an only child.
Right.
And so she also didn't have very many friends. They were very isolated out on Long Island in the 60s when people moved out there from Queens trying to make the American dream. And, she had 5 children right in a row, and then she died. So she was the president of the PTA. She was on the parish council at Christ the King. She was very funny in the school. And, after, as adults, we talked to my father about some issues in our childhood. My father moved to Florida. And
when you were how old?
17 years ago.
17 years ago.
So she was an adult.
Right.
Yes, I was 17.
So he
30.
basically...
Yeah.
And that was it. And you stopped
Yeah.
communicating.
Well, he occasionally will write me an email. He'll occasionally write me, like, I saw you on, David Letterman or whatever, and,
All right.
Good job. But
he wants to be in your life.
Well, he's never come to see me perform, ever. He's never seen me do stand-up. He's never seen me, do a Broadway show.
Why do you think that is?
I think that he suffered horribly as a child. His parents came over from Ireland. His father was sort of asked to leave Ireland because of some of his nefarious activities with children, I think, in Ireland, and he had to come to Ireland and to America.
His father was was bad with kids?
Yes. And
sexually?
Yes.
Wow.
And
how do
so,
you know that?
My father told me this when he and I, before he moved 17 years ago, after we discussed some of the initial concerns that the 5 siblings had.
So you think your father was molested?
I know he was, yes.
Wow.
And my father's is one of like 9 children, and all of them are severely, in various stages of addiction and pain. Like all of my father's siblings pretty much are alcoholics.
Wow.
One of them had electroshock therapy and died as a result at Pilgrim State. My father comes from a very troubled...
Were you told all this when you were young?
No way.
How'd you find all this out?
Well, the aunt that died, she would come to our house and, after my mother died, and she would be on lithium. And I don't know if Artie has ever seen the effects of lithium.
I've been on it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you definitely have seen it.
It's horrible.
Well, in the 70s, lithium would make people very robotic, very obese, and very absent. And so I watched it happen to her, and I knew that she had tried to take her own life more than once. And, there are 4 cousins from that aunt. And so, even though we were told it was never explained. It was like Aunt Mary's sick again, and, and then she died having one of her 4th or 5th attempts at electroshock. So when I did go to therapy with my father 17 years ago, for two times when he had a therapist and that he just went to as a result of us discussing some issues in our childhood, I went with him and his wife at 2 of the sessions, and I asked him, what happened in your house and why are so many of your siblings in such pain? And he told me that when his father worked nights and when he came home from school, his mother would ask one of the 9 children or 8 children to take a nap.
Oy vey.
Oy vey is right.
Wow.
So, my father's had tremendous amount of pain in his life and tremendous amount to overcome. And I think that he's a man who's doing the best that he can with very limited help and his age.
Why is it on your mind so much today? Because you almost walked in like...
Well, no, it was Artie.
Was it Artie that's kind of
Well,
brought
I
that
just
in?
asked Gary, I said, Gary, was Artie really sick or did he go off? And he said, well, he had this thing where his father died. Because I only, I'm not up right at the beginning of your show, so...
Do you suffer from depression?
Oh, yes, I'm on Effexor. I started taking antidepressant medications in 1999, right after Columbine.
Right.
After Columbine, I couldn't sleep. And I kind of thought, well, look, I'm on TV. I have this sort of public, place to speak and to change the world. And how is this happening? In public schools, children are being shot.
Right.
And I said, well, let's just, take on the NRA and let's say that we have to have sensible gun laws. And let's say, it was, a catastrophe of epic proportion to realize how little the magic wand that I thought would accompany fame actually worked.
You started to think that maybe the TV show could change everything.
Totally. Well, I thought that once you got to a certain level that, me and the other women who were in positions of cultural power would get together and form some sort of union to help the children and women still suffering. So at the height of my Columbine insanity, I called Oprah Winfrey one night.
Right.
Which was an error in judgment, Howard.
Why?
Really?
First
was she
of
not
all,
receptive?
No, she was very kind, I'll give you that. And I don't know that I was even coherent.
Right.
And I was just saying, we could do it together. We could do it.
We could change the world.
Right. And she's at home in Chicago going, who is this girl? And why the hell did she get...
How did she get my number?
Exactly.
But in a way, you weren't that crazy when you think about it. Your show was really popular, and women really did listen to you and follow a lot of what you said. You really did have a lot of influence. Your sphere of influence was huge, and so was Oprah's. Why not get together with Oprah and say, maybe we could affect some change here?
I think it's because I terrified her with that phone call,
It sounded crazy.
Yeah, and you have to, I think, be a Jew from Long Island, which is what I am innately, right? To understand that if somebody else did that to me, I'd be like, hold on, where are you? I'm getting my cell phone. I'm driving over. Like, if Oprah ever called me, I would have been, I'm getting a private plane. Get somebody charge the batteries for the cell. I'm on the turnpike, Opie. I'll be right there. But
did she ever say to you afterwards, I resent you for making this phone call?
No, in fact, she was very kind because Columbine was in April, and I called her sometime in April, and I believe in May were the Emmy Awards. The morning, the next day that I woke up, or I didn't sleep for a long time, which I don't know if Artie goes through that with his depression.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I didn't sleep, and the next day I woke up, I deleted her phone number from everything I had, and I sent an email saying, I'm sorry or whatever, and I saw her 4 or 5 weeks later at the Emmys, and I gave her a hug, and I don't know her, Howard.
Right. You know her from TV.
Yeah,
right.
I know you 1,000 times more than I know her, okay?
That's all right.
So, and I said to her, I'm really sorry about that phone call. It was a very, very sad and dark place I was at, and I don't know. I thought you had... And she's like, oh, it's okay. Good to see you.
Right.
And
Stay away from me.
Yeah, exactly. Security.
She's a little nutty.
No, I think, listen, and it was justified. It was not like I called and said, hey, Robin, can I speak to you? It's Rosie O'Donnell. I'm having some weight loss issues. It was like I vomited on her,
Right. You let it all out. But
yeah.
But do you think also Oprah might have resented your show? I mean, the amount of heat you were getting from your show, you were starting to rival Oprah in terms of overall popularity. I mean, that show was huge.
So do you think that Oprah would not have been an ally? She would have always had this competition
I
thing?
think Oprah, I think Oprah's more competitive than you think.
Well, I think she is competitive, and I think she is literally in a league of her own, no pun intended. This is a meteoric kind of talent that comes around once a generation. The worst thing that ever happened to me in my career was being compared or in competition with her. Because I in no way wanted to do that, and I don't think it's justified. And, but when Newsweek had me as the Queen of Nice, in the summer, she was on hiatus, and when she came back, the first thing she said on TV was, a lot of people have been calling themselves the queen of things lately, but, here's the queen. And I was like, oh, no.
You didn't even write that.
Oh, no. Here we go. Like, But
you really weren't competing with her.
No, and I also think, how could you put me in competition with a woman who I so identified with? Any woman, feminist. Here's a black woman who was raped as a child, who was overweight, who succeeded in spite of dire poverty to come on to be the most powerful woman in TV,
Oprah is different than you. Oprah has a hunger that you don't have. Now, I'll give you an example, because Oprah can't say no to any deal. Oprah's got to deal with XM. Oprah's got the TV show. Oprah's got to have the magazine. Oprah's got to have. I still say to this day, that you walked away from that show and you were able to say, look, I've made enough money.
Right.
I don't need all of this fame.
Right.
Is mind-blowing to me. That's the difference between you and Oprah.
Well,
She's
like
addicted
Artie,
to it.
Well, like Artie, because my mother died at 39, I knew I would retire at 40. That was my plan.
Right.
I was going to be done at 40. I was going to have as many kids as I could before that, as I could afford, as I could take care of, and then I was going to retire to be home with them.
What do you think it is having so many kids? Do you think that you're just trying to create the family you never could have and be the... I would think it'd be hard for you to be a mother. I would think it would be so difficult. Yes, because you didn't have a mother to show you how to be a mother.
But I did have a teacher in a public school in Long Island when I was in 8th grade. When 7th grade, you switch schools.
Right.
In 7th grade, I was in my class, and this teacher said, where's your mother? I'm going to call her. You didn't do your homework. And I didn't answer because I didn't know how to say it. I hadn't said she was dead. I didn't know how to. And he kept saying it. And some of the kids who went to my elementary school, started whispering, and I ran away from the school. And I hid and blah, blah, blah. And so when I finally went back to school 2 weeks later, there was one teacher who was a new teacher who was 27. And she made it a point to try to connect with me because she had heard the story. And she really did become my mother. She took me to get my first bra. She told me about everything that a girl needed to know about. She got me assigned to her 8th period study hall, just me and her. And for the first 6 months, I wouldn't talk to her. And she just sat there correcting papers, and she'd say, did you see Welcome Back Kotter last night? And I'd be like, yeah. And she, and I wouldn't talk to her because I had, guard up against her. And she became my mother. And,
do you speak to her still to this day?
Okay, here it comes. It's very sad. She died 5 years ago of breast cancer.
Wow.
2 mothers, same disease.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So she has 2 children, Jesse and Alex. Both of them have a child now.
Right.
And so it's like I have grandchildren in a way, or,
But are you careful with your own kids to make sure that you don't let them in on all your sadness? In other words, do you sit and tell them the stories of what it was like for you without a mother? Do you tell them about your depression?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes.
Now, let me
I
ask you
tell
something.
them everything.
Don't you think that makes them afraid?
That Howard's mother
was
a woman who lost her mother early.
Wow.
At 9.
And was basically her and her sister sort of raising themselves. And he heard the stories of the devastation of their lives because of that.
And it's made me very sad.
Yes. Well,
in fact, I can barely listen to what you're saying because, it's making me upset.
I understand.
But the thing is, when you take in a mother's sadness, it's unbearable.
Right. Now, here's one thing I have to say. Since I left my show, I have an art studio. That's a whole house. It's not it's big as this room. And there you can paint on the walls, on the floor, on the canvas. There's music blasting all the time. And the children spend the time with me in there happily. Right? And my son, who's now 14, when I'll say something to him like, or Chelsea, my daughter, like, I'm funny, so that helps, right? So my daughter will say, I can't believe, you're not letting me go to the mall with so-and-so. And I'll say, well, you know what, Chelsea? When I was your age, my mother was dead.
Do you hear me? Dead. You know? And she'll go, yeah, I know, Mom, it's a sob story. Like, so it's talked about
So
because
it's humorous.
It's always humorous, and anything they say.
So it's like a fun house.
It is. Anything they're allowed to say, any feeling they have. So my daughter.
So that's good.
My daughter, who's 5, said to me, because sometimes when I am depressed and painting, I listen to 𝗻𝗄cie, who, you know, if there was a
Oh, my God.
All right, if
That
there
makes me
was.
want to kill myself.
Well, that's what Kelly says. She
Yes.
calls it suicide music.
It is.
Okay.
I used to listen to Joni Mitchell in college when I was feeling depressed.
Oh, once when I was depressed, I decided to listen to Joni Mitchell. I almost drove off a bridge.
Okay, now, unlike that, for me, it's like mother's milk. I listen to her. I can quote any lyric she's ever written. I think if there was a cult you could belong to, a Joni Mitchell cult, I would join it. I would drink the Joni Mitchell Kool-Aid. To me, the fact that this woman survives and is able to articulate the kind of pain that I live with constantly and is an artist in the world and sharing and living inspires me. But my baby daughter said to me, Mommy, why do you only listen to sad songs?
Right.
And I said, do you think this is a sad song? She's 5 at the time. She goes, yeah. And I said, okay, what do you want to listen to? And she said, Black Eyed Peas, you know.
Right.
So then the Black Eyed Peas, because for 2 years, 3 years, all I listened to was Eminem and Joni Mitchell. I was furious and I was sad. Right when I left my show, it was 2 years of only Eminem and Joni.
But, you know, you've said something I think that's key. Even though you're a mother with a lot of sadness, you said you allow your kids to express their feelings. Now, I know growing up, I felt with a mother who was had a very sad life, that I wasn't worthy to express my own feelings because she had such a horrible life that I did everything in the service of my mother.
Well, you weren't in a playroom either.
Are you the oldest?
No, I'm the youngest.
Okay.
And I did.
Can I tell you something? Your mother didn't love you the most.
My mother did.
She loved your older brother the most?
No, a sister.
Oh, but you're the firstborn son.
But I'm sure my sister thought she was the most.
No. Firstborn son, I think, between a mother and is a connection that's unlike any in the world.
Well, listen, my sister would probably have an argument with you on that. But the fact of the matter is that I feel that when you let your kids express how they feel about what's going on inside of them, that's good. I just never felt the room to be able to express
I think you
myself.
thought it was your job to try to make her feel better,
Yes.
to sympathize with her, to try to understand.
But had she been to therapy, your mother?
Oh, no.
Right, because this is another generation. I'm like you. You go 4 times a week, I hear on this show, right? I've been in since I'm 16.
Right.
I've been going, like, constantly my whole life trying to dig and unearth all the crap that's inside and get it out, you know?
But do you ever think that you can get rid of all of this sadness and anger? And
I'm trying,
She's trying
honey.
to learn how to manage it.
Exactly.
But I'm saying managing it is not any good. You got to release it. You got to get rid of it.
Well, I'm halfway through the Quivers book because I'm going through the whole, literally, Stern Library.
My goodness.
No,
that's another one that'll put you under.
Well, that's my point is that I know you had weight issues. You're gorgeous, beautiful now. You're doing yoga. I listen to what and I think to myself, okay, there's somebody who got through it and came out the other end, you know? I hope that I'm one of those people who can do it and go at the other end. But I think that, you know, the benefit of living with a mother who's depressed, who understands why, who's trying to manage it and verbalize it, is it allows the children to verbalize theirs.
Yeah, I think that's a different story.
Well, I think, and I've said that to Howard too, that I think the greatest gift you can give your children is to let them see you working through something.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've lost weight.
Yes.
What's going on here?
Well, here's another thing, is that I, and I think Robin can relate to it, I have no consciousness of what size I am. I don't think, like most people, I think, who are heavy, think about food a lot more than I do. And I also don't eat really enough to be as fat as I am or was. It's about lethargy and sedentariness. I physically stop moving when I get sad or depressed. And when I'm doing something and when I'm, so doing the Broadway show, I just had an 8-week run on an off-Broadway show. I had to 8 shows a week, right? And so I'm moving, and there's other people around, and they're artists, and they're inspiring me, and I'm moving, and then, going through some things at home, and I'm moving more because I'm with the kids, and and I'm am actively having to participate more, and I'm starting this radio show, thanks to you. So I had to do that, and I'm up and about, and I've got... So then the weight comes off. Now, it doesn't come off to a degree that I'm, a size 10. The thinnest I've been as an adult was probably a 14.
Right.
But, it's not that I'm a 20 anymore, right? So I go between, what I am now, I'm probably 212 right now, 210. And the thinnest I've been as an adult is probably 175. And that's perfectly, almost too thin for me.
Were you the thinnest when you did the movie where you had to be in the Gary Marshall movie?
Yeah.
That was your thinnest?
Well, yes, Exit to Eden.
Exit to Eden.
And that was probably when I was 170 maybe at that movie. And not on purpose, it just happened that, I watched the Flintstones with my kids this weekend for the first time.
Right.
And my daughter, who's 6, kept saying, "Which one is you?" And I kept saying, "The one in the blue dress." She's like, "That is not you, Mommy."
Right.
I'm like, "That is me." Well, she's never seen me like that. She's only seen me heavy. And so she couldn't even believe it was me, you know?
Right.
So in that movie, Exit to Eden, I was about 170. And they had offered that role to Sharon Stone.
Right.
And she said no. And then they offered it to me. And I thought it was so funny, I had to take it just for that reason alone.
As someone asked me before the show, they said they once heard you tell me if this was a joke or something.
Okay.
Someone said to me they once heard that when you adopted your kids,
yes,
you would rub them underneath your armpit in order to bond with them.
Yeah, that's close. Not my armpit, but a lot of books that I read before I adopted my first child, Parker. I was single, and it said that a baby inside the womb is used to the smell of the mother, and that when a child is adopted, there's the traumatic break for them in that smell is no longer around. So what they recommend is that you let the child be on you as often as possible, and they can get used to your natural smell, and that becomes sort of resetting or rebooting the computer to help them not feel so abandoned.
Oh, okay.
So for literally probably a week, I didn't take a shower. Now, I didn't smell horrible, but, I used deodorant. It's not like I was a cave woman, but I definitely tried to do everything that I read in the books that would help ease the initial wound of the separation from the birth mother, which I knew had a tremendous psychological effect at any age.
So, anyway, you and I corresponded over the weekend because you're going through some tough stuff now with your marriage and all that. And you explained rather clearly to me, because I went through the same thing.
Yeah.
You've got kids, you've got some issues going on now, so you can't talk too much about that. So I don't want to screw you up.
But can I ask one question?
Sure, yeah.
Do you think marriage made a difference?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
In other words, did it make a relationship worse?
No. In fact, our marriage was annulled. What happened is the war was on, and George Bush came out and said, there's a press conference. I need everyone. Every channel covered it. And I'm thinking, my God, we're going to go into Iran, something big. I'm like, my heart's pounding. I'm having panic. Artie can relate. And what he says is, gays suck. Screw the gays in San Francisco. The gays are ruining America. And I was like, fuck you.
Right.
And I said, Kelly, let's get on a plane and go get married. Because there were thousands of people around San Francisco, and no one famous had done it.
Right.
And so I called some of my friends who were famous and gay and said, you want to come with me? Let's go in mass and just stand there and go, you're going to round up the Jews for Auschwitz? Put me on the train. Give me the star, because I'm one of the gays.
So that was the reaction from that. And then why did you have it annulled?
We didn't have it annulled. The state of California.
Did, right. I thought they grandfathered those in.
Right?
No, they did not. They only grandfathered the second round.
Oh,
right?
That's what George was in.
That's right. The George 𝗛𝗿𝗍, who says, Artie, you better not get sick anymore, because that guy's fucking funny.
Yeah, he is good.
Who would have thought that George 𝗛𝗍𝗍?
Amazing?
He's amazing, and that voice is almost like out of a...
Thank you.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Well, you guys haven't figured out. I hate George.
Oh, that's what it is?
That's what
It wasn't your father at all.
That's not true at
I was
all.
depressed about George
That's
being on the
not
show.
true at all. I love it.
Oh, so it was annulled, but so you weren't even really technically married anymore.
No.
Although you always said, I have a wife.
Of course we are. We've been together for 12 years. We are a family, and a family is a family is a family. We will stay a family, And Kelly and I are working through a lot of the stuff that we have, and the children are the priority.
Right.
And We both continued to parent them, and we will continue to parent them. And, you know, you don't know what the future holds. I have to say, I never expected to be in this position. I don't think she did either.
Artie said a great line the other day.
I heard it. It was hysterical.
It was hysterical.
About the right wing?
He said the one thing about the right, everyone's with Rosie now. They're all for gay divorce.
Exactly. I thought it was great.
Everybody loves it.
It was very funny, Artie.
But, you know, I'm imagining, because I went through a divorce.
Yes.
You as a single woman again.
Are you?
Well, they were just talking about taking you to Rick's.
We're thinking of bringing you over to Rick's Cabaret.
I don't know Rick's. Is this where the Symbian is?
No, that's here.
Right here.
Because I met a very handsome man out there who said, "Hello, I'm Michael Symbian." I'm like, "Are you the guy who made the sex toy?" He's like, "Yes." Now you look at him; he looks like he runs a Fortune 500.
He's out there?
Really? He's out there?
That's what he said.
never
Is he
met
lying
him.
to me?
Tim
Sabian.
Oh, he was lying to me. I thought
He'll be whatever you want him to be.
Oh, then he did lie. I thought he was the inventor of the sex toy machine.
He's the inventor of the Sabian.
Tim will tell you he invented radio if you talk to him long enough.
Oh, no, I had him for 5 minutes, and he was the Symbian inventor, whatever.
I can't even believe you called him very handsome.
He is handsome, I think.
Tim?
Don't you think?
Absolutely. I think he's one of the most handsome guys here. But that's just my opinion.
That's not saying a lot.
So I'm imagining you now.
A singles bar?
Not a singles bar. I don't know what's going to be, but there is going to be a bunch of very hot women who are going to be looking for you.
Well, that's very complimentary, and I think it's mildly delusional. But remember, Howard, I'm not in the double digits yet in terms of partners, okay?
Even more attractive.
You think?
You know
Absolutely. Nobody wants a slut.
Now, Howard had
Nobody
his
wants
moment.
a slut?
No.
Did you just say that,
That's
Howard?
right.
Nobody wants a slut?
Believe me.
I thought that was a tattoo you had on your arm.
No.
No, you don't want
Not about that.
No, okay.
You're not going to be a slut.
No,
Howard
thank
had
you.
his moment where, he got
I was
free.
a slut.
Yes.
And he
You were
thought
slutty.
he was
Oh.
going to cut a swath
Wow.
It lasted a very short
the
time.
country.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
going to
yeah.
take it all.
Yes. And then Beth. So that's it.
Beth.
You got a home run there.
But I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
I did go a little wild.
Did you?
And I think...
Do you think you have to give yourself some time to...
I don't think I can even imagine. Like,
What?
Really?
No.
That's why you're depressed.
You think?
Yeah, you're
No.
laying at home by yourself.
No, I got 4 kids, honey, and I have to tell you that
And how are you going to work that all out?
that's fantastic.
How are you going to go out and date?
Well, I don't really even think of dating, to tell you the truth.
You have to be thinking... Listen, it has to have been a while for you in terms of sex.
No, actually, that's not true.
What do you mean?
Kelly and I have a lot of issues, and sex wasn't one of them.
Oh, this sounds perfect to me.
Sounds like the greatest marriage ever.
I have
But wait
to
a
say,
second. If you are not married after a while,
yes, a while. Okay.
let's say a while goes by.
Okay, let's say 6 months from now.
I
It's just
wonder.
me.
I see you in some sort of powerful relationship.
You do?
Oh yeah.
You think like with some heavy hitter lesbo thing?
Yeah.
Like give me an example, maybe.
Let me see who I could see you with.
Who do you think?
Well, Lindsay Lohan had her moment.
Too young, honey. Too young. Way too young.
Yeah, but she's really sad.
And I have an anti-fame rule as far as dating.
Is that right?
Is that true?
Yes, you're not allowed to be famous if I date you.
Too
yes.
bad you and Oprah wouldn't hook up. Then you really change the world.
That would be a huge story, wouldn't it?
Wow.
What would happen with that? I can hardly imagine.
The two of you couldn't go anywhere.
No, except for a buffet where we would both eat a lot.
Why are there always gay rumors about Oprah?
I don't know. I mean, I think she's never been married.
Go ahead.
And she's exceptionally close to Gail. And I don't know that she and Gail are necessarily doing each other, but I think that they are emotionally the equivalent of
a gay couple.
Pretty much, from what it appears to me. They wear rings. They go travel together. She does not have a husband.
They wear rings?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that.
So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
When you are together with your inner circle,
Yes.
do you guys sit there with your gay friends and say, listen, Oprah and Gail are gay?
Well, here's a very strange fact. My closest friends are straight.
Right.
Okay, my best friends are Jeannie and Jackie. They've been my friends since elementary school. So I don't really have a gay gang that I hang with, right? But when I am with people who know Oprah or who I constantly ask, I'm like, what's the deal with Gail?
Right.
What's up with that?
I want to know.
I think everyone does. And when they did that road trip, You know, I mean, what was
It's as
better
gay as
than
it
that?
gets.
It was as gay as it gets.
That's right.
Now, that doesn't, and I don't mean it as an insult either.
No, I
I'm
don't
just
either.
saying, listen, if you ask me, that's the couple. I don't see she and Stedman hanging together in the car.
Don't you think if there was going to be a road trip, it would be her and Stedman?
Right, but I think that, you know, Oprah has a lot of stuff probably in her past and history, and who the hell knows what is going on in her inner world. And I also don't think she focuses so much time on that part of her life because she's very busy, as you
That's
said,
true.
conquering the world and being the richest woman, which all the more power to her. You know, you live your life as you choose, and that's the choice she made.
I'm wondering who you're going to meet. I wonder how it's all going to go down.
Yeah, who do you
you
think?
had
I want
this-
you to get me think of somebody.
I don't know.
Howard, you had this fantasy of her life before.
Yeah,
Do
that's
you
right.
I've heard a
think-
lot of cool things.
I know. I
That's
wish
right.
they were true.
But
I'm-
do you think she should now try to have that for a little while?
At the Four Seasons, remember?
Why not? Have
I
a,
don't
well,
know.
yeah, I think you ought to date.
I don't know if I can, Howard. I've never even
Stop
really dated.
No, listen.
Lesbians don't date. They meet each other, they like each other, they move in. You've heard the joke, right? What does a lesbian bring to a second date? A U-Haul.
You know what I could see? And I would love if you did this.
Okay, let me hear it.
But you would never go for it.
You never know, Howard.
No, this is so wild. You would never go for
Does
it.
it involve the Symbian?
No.
All right, go.
And not even Tim Sabian.
All right.
That'd be great if you started dating Tim
Oh,
Sabian.
my
Well,
God.
that would
And,
really-
and then
that-
I got on the Symbian
That's
with
right.
Tim Sabian.
I would love if you took
Yeah.
Portia de Rossi from Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, no.
Fantastic.
No, there's an
What a
anti.
scandal.
I have an anti-fame rule.
Portia's hardly famous at this point.
Do you think?
Yeah,
No,
that's
she
right.
was on Ally McBeal. She's
Oh, that's true.
famous.
She's famous.
And I would also
You would
never
go out
do.
with someone famous.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would. Why wouldn't you go out with someone famous?
Because I think it would be very disruptive to my children, family,
what if
and
your
life.
soulmate is famous?
I still wouldn't do it. I mean, if I met, like, you know who I met, who I adore? I met Natasha Lyonne on this play I just did on Nora Ephron's new play. And she's 30 years old.
She's
and
to women?
I think she has a boyfriend now, but I
Oh.
think she's open to anything. Yes,
Okay, yeah.
she's she's a very cool, unbelievable. I think of anyone I've met in the last 10, 20 years in show business, I am the most enamored with this girl. She is fantastic in every capacity.
You have a crush.
No, it's beyond a crush.
You're in love.
I love her in every way, but it will never be sexual. I'm 17 years older than her. Well, I know.
That's your problem.
Howard
Age
does.
range? What is your age range then?
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
what are you
honey,
saying?
you can't have be in the 30s. I'm 47.
Oh,
Whoa,
stop it.
come
Oh,
on.
honey,
Who
no.
are you
Wrong
kidding?
with you?
Robin.
Come
You don't want a
on.
hot young plaything?
No, I do not.
She wants an unknown 50-year-old.
Yes, who enjoys children and wants to go on the boat.
What?
No,
So
Howard.
goddamn mature.
Listen, Kelly and I.
Robin's
I love
boyfriend's
Kelly.
26.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Not this week.
But look at her. Listen.
All right, but go
No,
ahead.
but the thing is, Kelly and I have a very strong connection, and I am
So
not.
stay with her then.
Well, we're working
gotta work
things
it out.
We're trying, Howard.
She's hot.
She's very beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And
I've seen
she's-
her.
And she definitely gets you.
Yes,
And, yeah.
she gets me, and sometimes she gets me too much, and she thinks, "Do I want to do this?" And I go, "Listen, I understand. It's not a walk in the park."
Is your problem that your depression is hard to deal with?
I assume my depression.
In
is
other
hard
words,
to deal
you're
with.
the problem in the relationship.
No.
It's not. It goes both ways.
No, we have both, come to a point where, we're seeing what will make everyone happiest is maybe to not live together, but continue to parent. We have different styles of living. I'm very messy.
So
And I know, and she's very not.
that's going to end this beautiful thing.
No, I'm
Let
just.
her clean up.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying.
Wait a second. You got a lot of money.
Yeah,
Let's
believe
get
me, I
somebody
know.
cleaning this house.
We have that.
We'll
we
get a
have that.
staff.
We have a staff.
Okay.
How could you be that big a mess?
That's what I said. I feel like I'm Pigpen walking around,
How
putting
about
the
you get-
baby on my armpits,
Why not divide up the? I'm not making a joke.
Yeah.
Divide the house in half.
No. We have a lot of houses, Howard. We live in a normal neighborhood.
Right.
So just like a Long Island neighborhood where the houses are close to each other.
Yeah.
So we're working it out. It's not like, we're estranged and don't see or talk.
Yeah, she could have
I
her
love
own
her
bedroom.
very much.
I know.
So you could be together but live separately.
Well, I don't know that I don't know that we're going to be together. I think we're working through what's going to work best for all of us.
Have either of you had sex with other people since the split?
No, but we have been, it's been a long time we've been working this out. And
This is not good.
We have I have an apartment in the city and she has an apartment in the city.
Right.
And we, have the home and the children. So it's all okay.
You
and
need something hot going on in your life.
she's pretty hot, honey. So
No,
I
I
think
mean,
I need
you
a
need
break.
something- you
Thought
need
they were going to
something-
make it.
But
I
you
did
need-
too, honey.
Really
I did
had
too.
This
You need romantic heat in your life, is what I'm talking about.
Need a little wildness.
I got the perfect thing. My maid is an unfamous 48-year-old Mexican
And
who
she
I
loves
think would swing.
No kidding. Can you check that out for me?
Yeah, I
Artie?
will.
Yeah, all right.
Can I say something? I understand the fame thing, Rosie, but
Yeah.
and I think Howard goes through this. Robin would too. A lot of people do. There's one problem.
Yeah.
Whoever you marry or
Will
get involved with will become famous.
I know, and
you
that's,
know what I mean. And,
well,
and that's
yeah,
an
but
issue.
your wife, but your
Right,
wife
that's a
is
big
not. But your wife doesn't play up the fame thing. She doesn't.
No,
No.
she's very
I
level-headed.
don't see her going anywhere and doing anything to you.
No.
Oh, all right.
She's very.
I really, no, I'm being serious.
No,
don't
I am
think-
too. She's very, she's a very level-headed, intelligent woman, and I love her very much.
You're going to be dating soon.
You think so?
Robin?
Oh, that's going to be fun.
You and Robin.
No.
Robin,
That's going to be fun.
I'm halfway through the book. You never know.
I don't know who you should
I'm going to
date.
be reading those stories every morning.
I'm trying to think
Yeah,
if
you'll
I
have
know.
to read my blog and decipher it. Good luck.
I'm
You
trying
know.
to think if I know any hot chicks for you.
Yeah, let me know.
You're going to fix her up?
You know who I really do want to meet? Not in any sexual way, but in all honesty, I want to meet Artie's mother and sister. No, listen, that sister is first of all gorgeous, but I
Yes.
want to meet them and I want to talk to them about how
my
it is to
God.
love you.
Oh.
I really do.
I don't think they know.
You talk about depressed.
No, I after
These
reading your
women-
book, Artie,
Those are two
I
depressed
feel like
women.
I need to
These
meet
women
them.
are saints.
I know. I want to know them.
Why? So I got arrested for attempted bank robbery at 17. Why?
Honey, listen. You do what you have to do,
I
Artie.
know. Well, listen, I'm sure they'd love to meet. And I, as someone who wants to stop working soon, wouldn't mind if you dated and married both of them.
I'll tell you why I think your new radio show is going to do very well.
Why is that?
I'll tell you why. Because first of all, recently, now this is the kind of stuff I like. This is what I like to hear on the radio.
All right.
In August, you said you were performing stand-up in Staten Island,
Yep.
and you were talking about your show, The View.
Right.
And you said you called The View the Screw You.
Yeah.
Okay. And you called Elizabeth Hasselbeck Elizabeth Half a Brain.
Yes.
Now,
I did.
Now, that's some fun stuff.
Yeah, we're going to go there.
Yeah. So you're not friendly with her at all?
No, but I tried very hard to be friendly with her, and I made some very extreme efforts in therapy and in my Buddhist, yoga practice.
While you were on the show
Yes,
or after?
but when
Right.
I took the job, I remember thinking to myself when Barbara asked me, and I'd done the cruise documentary, and she came to the opening, Barbara, and we have the same publicist, and I know her, not well. I'd only been to her house one time in my life for a Bloomberg dinner, and that was interesting because she had she had words to a song, a parody song that she had underneath the plates. And at the dinner, she would cling the thing, and everyone had to take out the note, the ditto, and read and sing along the song to Mike Bloomberg.
Oh,
we
God.
love you, Mike. You're a special kind of guy. And, Barbara was like, everyone, it's now time to sing the song. And she's like wearing a gold lame gown that she wore when she interviewed the King of Bahrain or something.
It's like Sunset Boulevard.
Well, I don't know. It was something out of And you know who was there? Whoopi. And I was just about to start the View, and Whoopi was there, and I turned to Whoopi and said, "Have you ever been here before?" She goes, "Hell no." I go, "We're the only two people in jeans without bedazzled." She goes, "I know. When do you think we could get out of here?" So, you know, we left early, but it was where I met Moshbacher, Georgette Moshbacher. You know her?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, my God, this woman's fantastic.
Really?
Oh, my Lord.
Really?
Fantastic.
But you even said of Barbara Walters,
Yes.
if I may go on.
Go, keep going. Let me hear my words.
Well, actually, no. Actually, you didn't say that. I want to get your words
Okay.
because Barbara said of you that
Yeah.
I think Rose, maybe, and this is kind of wild. She goes, well, you know, Rosie's mother died when Rosie was barely 11, and Rosie, I don't think ever got over it. In a lot of ways, she began to think of me as her mother.
Really?
Well, that's not true, but I will say this. I definitely have a mother issue of any woman who is older than me and who I grew up looking up to, especially feminist icons. Barbara Walters is a feminist icon. That does not make her a feminist.
Right.
And that was something I had to learn. I assumed that because she was the first woman to break all these barriers, that she was very supportive of other women, that she was very much a sister, right? And I got on that show only to realize, oh, my God, that's not the case.
Right. She was a woman just trying to make it. She happened to make it. And, people hold her in high regard for it. But the fact of the matter, it doesn't mean that she's a true feminist.
Right, and that she did not come up through the feminist ideals. She came up through sort of the boys' network. And, you know, she was very beautiful. And I also thought as a Jew that I would connect to her as a Jew, that we'd have a lot of 𝗛ćkis and we'd do the whole, that we'd have a mishpucha feeling. But I didn't actually think she was my mother. I'm not delusional.
Right.
But, you know, I did find her to be inaccessible in a way that startled me. And I did find her to be sort of a non-supportive in another way with the Trump thing that was shocking on many levels.
Right. So she's not a feminist like, let's say, David Letterman is.
Well, like Jane Fonda is, like
Jane Fonda.
like Tyne Daly. There are women, Lily Tomlin, who I've looked up to, and then I've got to meet them. Streisand, and they deliver on every level. Bette Midler, they're supportive of other women.
Right.
They love.
They're anxious to see them do well.
Yes.
What did you make of the whole David Letterman thing? Were you shocked? I mean, that is so contrary to Dave's
Not shocked
image.
at all.
Well, was I shocked he had an affair?
No, not just an affair.
Well, that
but
the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when I saw Gary showed me a little room I could sit in, I'm like, does Howard have a Letterman fuck palace? Like, there's that and they said, no, it's for Artie when he's too tired. I didn't know that.
There's real sleeping going on.
Yeah, all right.
The sad thing is that we have beds and couches for real sleeping.
Real sleeping goes on here.
No, I mean, listen.
I would never, ever even entertain the thought of being with an intern.
No, neither would I. And here's the thing. Having been the Rosie O'Donnell of the Rosie O'Donnell Show, you, Howard Stern, the Howard Stern Show, it would be easy to do that to any intern at any time. And I think it's a gross abuse of power. Now, do I think that Letterman should be brought down for it? No, because it happens every day. The girl was of legal age. Listen, you know, does it surprise me? David Letterman, I think, borders on socially autistic because the man can't speak to you at the commercial break.
Right.
No.
He can't look you in the eye when the camera isn't on.
That's right.
So I think he's mildly like Asperger's. If you literally.
That's why I thought it was odd. I really didn't think there was a Letterman.
Well, it actually made him more human.
Exactly. It humanized him in a way, but it also, you know, I don't know. I found the whole thing kind of weird, and then that it was national news for a week. The top story on the news in the middle of a war.
Yeah, it seemed.
Well, we talk about everything but the war.
Yeah, well, good. Well, this show is not. You know, you're not.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about our society. When are we talking about the war?
Oh, you're right.
John and Kate plus 8 get more.
Exactly right. But
We're
that's
distracted
because
with any and everything.
I saw
Balloon Boy. Hello.
I saw our
Yeah.
former Vice President Dick Cheney.
War criminal.
Chastising Obama for taking his time to decide whether or not to put 40,000 more troops in Afghanistan.
And he's saying that he already laid out the plan. All you have to do is follow it.
Would you imagine the nerve of this guy getting up and saying this? He's the same guy who sent troops into Iraq.
Right.
Got us into that mess.
Right.
Yeah, he's worried, and he's talking to you know that Obama's not macho. He's not macho. He never served in any kind of war, Chaney.
The
But I
only
think-
people he shoots is other hunters.
Yeah, I think eventually he will be tried, as will Rumsfeld and Bush at The Hague for war crimes.
He can't live that.
No, but in our generation, I really think they will.
But talk about something to criticize somebody about. If you send, wouldn't you think out, you send them 40,000 troops, percentages, I don't know what they are. That means you're considering, do I go have 12,000 kids killed?
That's right.
You know,
I'd
I mean,
say take some
would you
time and
think
think
that
about it.
through?
Time about it. That's a mistake.
Do you want to know something really sad?
Yeah.
Is that, this Brooks Army Medical Center, the Fisher family, they make all of these amazing state-of-the-art facilities for veterans to come and get rehabilitation. It is a privately funded organization. They raise money from human people, not in the service, not the government. And I went down there as one of the donors, and I met and saw all the men, and it was absolutely horrifying to see teens limbless, to see teens with their heads flattened from. And when George Bush finally, in his 7th year of his term, decided to take photos with the veterans, he did not go to the Bethesda Naval Army Hospital. He went to the Brooks one in Texas that is funded privately to show America, look how we take care of them. The man is reprehensible to me on so many levels, and the fact that no one is saying, wait a minute, he's at the privately funded.
Do you think he knew where he was? He went where they told
sent
him
him
to go.
wherever they told him to go.
Yeah, he has no idea what went on. He doesn't know what war
sad.
is.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Let's talk the radio show here and let the game plan is.
Yes.
2 hours a day.
Yes.
And they've put microphones in your home?
In one of the homes, I have 4 homes on one property. One of the homes is going to be the radio studio. They
You
put
sound like Jackie the Joke Man. With all
in a
these
way.
houses.
Well, can I tell you something? When I've been really immersed in studying radio since I got this gig. I've been listening to all of the past things, and I started with him. But I
With
knew
Jackie.
Nancy very well.
I didn't know that.
Oh my God! And I also talk about a crush. I had a huge crush on Nancy.
Couldn't get her?
Well, I wouldn't try, Howard. I'm not a trier. I look and I see and I think alone at night. I don't try.
Girl had a
What
good
about
body.
what about Jackie from the back with the long hair? That must have been nice.
No, but Jackie, and then I started to listen to him on this show because from the past tapes, and I'm just shocked. And then there was the thing of him apologizing to Nancy on the air, and then you making fun of him for apologizing. It was like,
it was huge.
oh, I had a huge flashback of my whole 20s doing stand-up with him.
So the game plan is you're going to do it from your home,
Yes,
the show.
yes.
Now, what if you have a guest or something? What are you going to do? Are you going to have them over to the house?
Are you having guests?
You
You're
are.
having them
Yes,
over to the
they've
house.
already been to the house. We've done 4 or 5 test shows, and guests have come to the house. People who, will say they'll come, will come, but people who want to call in, guests, who are on the West Coast can call in, but it's not really going to be like this show, heavily celebrity driven.
Right.
It's not like I'm trying to do my talk show. I quit that because I don't want to talk to somebody who's promoting a movie.
It's more sort of your thoughts of the day, what's
Right.
going on in your life. Will the kids be on? Would you ever?
Yes.
Yes, the kids will
Yeah.
come in the room. They,
Yeah.
Whoever's around is
Exactly
sort of part
right.
of
And
it.
we have tried to set up this whole, with a side person and news, and we've taken your format,
Yes.
and we're trying to copy it as much as possible, only with my kind of take on
spin,
life.
yeah.
How far will you go with the show? Would you? Let's say you get on the air and you say, "Look, okay, my marriage isn't doing well. I want to start dating now." Would you bring prospective dates on the air?
No.
Well, that's
Sort of a
going into
dating-
Imus territory.
No, that's...
Well, come on. Listen.
Did he do that? Is that how he found you?
That's how we get married.
I don't know, but no, I wouldn't do that. But I do love it when you do it, and I could never do
Well,
that.
we
no.
could find you somebody here.
Well, honey, that could be a good promotion thing, cross promotion.
How far will you go in terms of sexuality? Will you introduce the Sybian on your show? Will you try anything?
Are they a
that
big
will-
sponsor of this show?
No, we just
You just do it for fun?
I couldn't believe we found something that a woman could sit on and she'd get off right
Yeah,
in front
so
of us.
you didn't even ask. If you just said we'll pay for it.
We bought
Yeah.
a Sybian.
Well, if Sybian will come in as a sponsor to the program, I will perhaps have it in the back room and on occasion let the neighbors use it. I don't know.
Why not? If a woman wants to get naked on the show,
No
would
way,
you? That's
Howard.
that's
It's
not
not
good.
going to be sexual at all?
Well, look at me. You know, like, I know that you have this vision of me at the Four Seasons with strippers and...
You like what you like.
Listen,
Come
when
on.
I hit number 10, I'm going to let you know, okay?
All right.
We're in
Would you-
9 now.
Let me ask something now. If she had a guest on, like a 𝗦𝗵cie 𝗄𝗿, and all
And
of
she
a
was
sudden,
older.
Yeah,
Right.
she was older, and all of a sudden there was an attraction.
Okay, it happened twice on my show.
Really?
To who?
Once Petra.
𝗦𝗵cie?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, and what would happen is when I walked off the show, the staff member said, she was hitting. I said, what? Like, you would have to have a neon sign that said, Rosie, I'm hitting on you, for me to get it.
Was she hitting on you?
I don't know, and I'm not claiming that but my staff said this, and she did give me her phone number.
Oh.
And we did talk on the phone a couple times, but I have absolutely no ability to follow
That's a
through.
major score.
Is that a major score?
Oh, please.
And
That's like super hot.
And in between...
What are we talking about here?
Before, with Angelina, with the brother kissing, before
Right.
Billy Bob, and before the new one, Brad.
Right.
When she was on my show, we
new one.
also... yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
We also had a little,
a flirtation?
Well, listen, I think you'd have to be dead to not respond to that woman.
Yes.
So she also gave me her phone number, and we talked on the phone 2 or 3 times, but that was that.
And how did you not? You mean if Angelina Jolie, pre-Brad Pitt, calls
Pre-Billy Bob?
She did call me.
She called you.
Yes.
You don't make something.
I called, and I called her back, and we talked on the phone.
And did she say, "Hey, I want to come see you"?
Or did you say, let's get together?
Yeah, well, there was a tentative plan to have dinner that never came through.
What was the hitch? I would have made every
Howard,
possible.
I'm not good at it.
Hold it a second.
I
Wait a
know.
second. She said, "Look, I want to come to where you are and have dinner with you."
Yes.
And you said, "What?" Okay.
Well,
let's
first of all, I was not single. I was not
I
single.
don't care.
Right, I know. But this will tell you a little bit about me. I was not single.
Well,
and
I understand that.
Right, and
You
I
were
also...
with Kelly at that point?
I think I was just starting to date Kelly,
Okay.
right? It was the very, very beginning when I was starting to date Kelly. But also, I was a little afraid of her. She
is scary.
She's scary in a sensual kind of...
Yeah.
Like, I have dreams about her a lot still.
Right.
But they're not usually sexual dreams. It's like I'm in a limo, and I pull up, and I roll down the window, and she's there, and she's holding like a tiger, and she's like, can I have a ride? And what is this? And I let her in the car, and then, we go to Fatburger and have chili cheese fries. I don't know what it means, but...
It means you want to know her.
Maybe. I do admire her tremendously, and not only for her physical beauty, which is kind of astounding, but what she's done with her fame now
Yes.
is very admirable.
You have to admire that.
I think so. She has a tremendous capacity to take in these kids and love
Well, not
them.
only that, her ambassadorship
Correct.
of countries with problems is amazing.
And I have no ability to go to another country and see their wounds because I can hardly deal with the wounds of the American people.
How far are you driven with this radio show? Would you, for example, knowing the ratings it would bring in and the talk it would bring in, would you have Donald Trump to your home on the show?
No.
No.
You really don't like him.
It's not about don't like him. It's that, he's not part of my universe, and I think that he is, kind of like a dangerous presence. And the fact that how and who he is and how he lives his life is not something I'd ever want to be around. But, there are people who like Mike Tyson.
Right.
If Mike Tyson would come and talk to me, I would do it in 5 seconds. If there was somebody who I, was interested in, who other people would think is dangerous,
yes,
I would totally, somebody who got out of jail and who was trying to make a better life. Yes, something that interests me. Donald Trump doesn't interest me in any capacity. So I don't know what I would ever say to him besides, I think you're an asshole. Why are you in my house?
Wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't
Not
that be
to
interesting
me.
for you to say?
It'd be interesting to him.
Well, nobody's going to come to your house for that.
That's right.
Yeah,
and in
really.
a way, you're right. Why invite someone on your show to say, hey, you're an asshole?
Well, I just think he's not even worth the breath. It's like he's a guy who's been bankrupt 1,000,000 times. He got his money from his father. He touts himself as some corporate image that is all like smoke and mirrors. And, the guy, to me, I simply said the truth about him, and he went ballistic. And if there was any kind of feminist majority now, if there was any backbone of now, you would think people would have risen up, women together, and said, do you understand the misogynist nature, what this man is doing on every show to this But there was sort of no outcry that was organized from women, but what he did to me personally is just an example of how he feels about all women, including his daughters and probably his wives.
His daughter just got married, and now she's Jewish. I don't know if you know that.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu.
right.
Good for her. I mean, I hope she has many mazel in her life.
That would have been a nice girl for you.
Amy Fisher.
Yes, but not Joey 𝗦𝗵ci𝘄.
And
I
what
would
about-
also have on the wife of maybe Mary.
Jo?
I would possibly have her on if there was something new that she had to say. I would not have John or Kate or any of the 8.
Yeah.
I would not have the balloon boy.
Well, you might have to have the 8 once they start talking.
Yeah, I know. They'll have their own
Would you have
reality.
on Octomom?
No, never.
Never.
No, she's mentally ill, and I feel she's seriously mentally ill, and I don't think that would serve anyone, especially her children. Or I don't want to participate in the farce that has become media.
Well, it's funny because I was watching on YouTube. There was or one of the websites, I don't know, but someone sent me a link, and it was Octomom. And Octomom is trying to get into her house, and there's a paparazzi kind of guy with a video camera, and he's interviewing her. And she's, no paparazzi, please get away. And then, but still loving the attention.
Still standing there, right.
And I was like, this is bizarre. Like, I'm interested in Octomom, and I don't want to be, but I am. It's like a train wreck.
I don't understand it, but I'm looking at the magazines on the stands this weekend, and it was a Octomom, how I lost 130 pounds or something.
Okay, now listen, when you
She had 8 kids.
Right. When you saw Octomom with her mother during the height of it, and her mother is from Poland or Hungary, and I don't know what her story is. She's old enough to either be a survivor or perhaps the child of a survivor of the Holocaust. There's something very serious going on with that mother and that daughter. And that dynamic is fascinating to me. However,
go ahead.
Because she's so mentally ill and she's been so exploited by the media, I would not go there. There are other people with that same dynamic that would be more interesting to me and I think less damaging to them.
So even if Octomom said to you, Rosie, I need to come on your radio show, you will say no. You will draw a line at certain types of people.
However, I would have 𝗦𝗫𝐶𝗄 Phillips in a minute.
Of course.
And what did you think of that?
I felt tremendous compassion for her. I felt that she was vilified and blamed, and what people were saying about her afterwards, was very difficult and a weird kind of thing.
But that is the typical reaction to
You're correct.
Abuse.
You're correct.
And the revelation of abuse.
Correct. And when someone is brave enough to come out there and say it and actually put, the words to it and the pain of it, I was proud of her. I was inspired by her courage and bravery and by the fact that she's still alive.
Would you have on Roman Polanski?
No way.
No way.
Woody Allen.
Not only will I not have Woody Allen on, but I have not seen any of his movies since that thing happened.
Yeah.
And Howard, did you know he offered me the lead in one of his movies?
And you said no.
Even after I did all that shit about him on HBO.
No kidding.
And I said to the casting person, he's had the same casting woman for years, I told my agent, send him the HBO special. And the casting woman called back and said, he's seen it. I said, send him the special again. So they sent it to him again, and then he came back. I got offered the lead role in The Sweet Lowdown opposite Sean Penn.
Wow. No kidding.
Yes, and I said, you can tell
It's
him
tempting.
I said, fuck. No, it was not tempting for me for one moment.
Good, because I feel the same way you do. I happen to know Mia Farrow, and I've written her a note and said, I think what the guy did to you was probably the lowest thing on the planet.
Yeah, we've interviewed her since
And that's
then.
how I got to know her as well. I did this thing on my HBO special. Her son saw it, not Ronan, who's now the ambassador. Did you hear this?
No.
The son that she gave birth to with Woody is a child prodigy, brilliant genius. He went to college at 14 years old.
Right.
He's now 21, and he's just been appointed a diplomat at the UN to help the humanitarian...
No kidding.
Yes, and he's the youngest appointment ever, and people are saying, well, he's too young to do this, but this kid is literally a certifiable genius.
Yeah.
Yes.
His name was originally Satchel, and then they changed the name.
it to Seamus, and his name is now Ronan.
Why is that? Because Woody Allen named him after Satchel Paige.
Right.
So did Mia change the name because of that, or it just was a...
I think the kid named
the
it.
kid.
Oh,
yes,
the kid did?
Yes.
The kid.
When that happened, Ronan wanted to change his name, and the mother agreed, but that's how I met Mia as well.
Right.
And I adore her, and I love her as a human, as a mother, as a parent, and as a woman. And she writes beautifully. Her book, I don't know if you read it, is fantastic. Her book.
Aren't you shocked that some people are defending Roman Polanski?
I'm beyond shocked.
It's unreal.
Shocking,
I
right?
was staggered by it.
I mean, the guy raped a child. And
A 13-year-old
And
girl.
they can't even say that. They keep saying he had sex with a 13-year-old.
Right, and it wasn't rape.
Right,
Hello?
right.
Yeah,
I want to
I've
get a
never
T-shirt
heard of
that
rape.
says, "What the fuck is rape?"
He gave her
I never
Quaaludes.
see The View.
I mean,
I got to tell you something.
Me either, Howard.
No,
I don't watch it.
Well, I never see it. I'm just not around at that time. I was in a gym running on a treadmill.
And you saw the clip of that.
No, I actually was watching The View. There was nothing to
on.
watch.
Oh,
and Beth said to me, well, The View is on. I said, oh, let me see it. I've never seen it. And it was that day that Whoopi was making this. And I don't, for the life of me, know how anyone watches that. I don't know what Whoopi was even talking about.
I don't either,
with rape,
really.
rape.
Nothing was making any sense. And I was like, these are 4 women who can't figure out what rape is.
Well, I don't know. It was startling to me, truthfully.
It is startling.
Not just her reaction, but a lot of Hollywood luminaries who I admire, male and female. I was stunned to see people coming in press conferences to defend him.
See, I think...
And not ashamed. They were,
Right, standing up, calling in the newspapers and media to say, I think that we should leave him alone because he made some great movies.
It's been 30 years.
Do you know who had the best line? Chris Rock.
What did he say?
He said even Johnny Cochran didn't have the balls to say, okay, listen, O.J. might have killed some people, but did you see him run against the Giants in 78?
It's the same rap.
It's the same thing.
But, you see, you're too much of a personality to be on The View. This is good for you, the radio show, I think, because you will get to do your own thing.
Right.
You're not going to have to sit there and argue with these yentas.
Yes.
You're going to be able to...
Although if they were yentas, it would be better for me. They're not yentas. They're wasps.
Right.
It's like arguing with cardboard cutouts, people who don't access their emotions.
Right. So it was, and that's not your scene.
No,
You're not
it's
sit
not.
there and argue all day.
Correct.
You have a soapbox, use it, and do your thing.
Right.
And this will be your 2 hours.
But I never thought that I could do it. And it was only after I did this show that people even said to me, would you want to try it? And when the serious people said that you thought I would be good.
Yes, I think you will be very good.
That's what made me consider it, to tell you the truth.
And I told you the reason when I started to think you would be really good on the radio, when I started to watch your blog on your website, the video blogs.
Right.
I said you could take the mundane and make it interesting. You were standing there on a boat talking about your day, and it was interesting to me, and that's what I think the secret to good radio is.
Right.
I think you're going to do great.
Well, thank you.
And I think you'll enjoy it. Now, Rosie O'Donnell's daily show, Rosie Radio, launches November 2nd from 10 to noon on Sirius XM Stars, Sirius Channel 102 and XM Channel 155. I'd rather have had her on my channels, but what can I do?
I asked that, too. I said to them, they said to me, first of all, I started to listen to Stars, and that's not really a great channel, people.
Well, you're going to upgrade it.
Have you heard it? It's like the pet psychic who has a lisp and Barbara Walters talking to no one. I don't know. But that's where I'm going, and I'm going to wear the Sirius jersey, and this is the only show I'm doing, and you got to have Sirius to talk to Rosie now.
Well, that's what I like about it also, because you are exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusivity.
Right.
Do you, maybe I'm asking this question for Artie's sake.
Okay.
To deal with depression, you hang upside down every day?
Yes.
For a half hour?
It's a yoga thing, and you do yoga, right?
I don't do it. Robin does.
I thought that you did too.
No, I just do the weights.
It's a Pilates yoga. I do Iyengar yoga with the the ropes, and part of the rope thing is that to hang upside down, and the inversion helps the serotonin. When you're depressed, you have serotonin reuptake inhibitors. So what happens if you think of the lotto balls? They put the lotto balls in, and what happens for Artie and myself is they're supposed to bounce around there in a while and make you feel good, the serotonin, right? Ours gets sucked up right away back to the top of where they pick the. So our lotto balls don't stay in the thing. So serotonin reuptake. Mm-hmm. It makes the balls and the lotto balls stay there longer. So does turning upside down.
What do you think?
I know me. The balls will always be the wrong number.
Yeah.
Can I say something, Artie?
But you should try it, Artie.
I'm thinking of hanging you upside down.
Let me.
You know, there's 2 ways to do it. There's a yoga.
That would help.
Listen, Artie. There's 2 ways to do it. There's a yoga swing, and there's also an inversion table. That's not as scary. And you stand on it, and it clicks your ankles in, and then you push yourself back. And you can just, anytime you want, you can stand back. I can send you one if you want.
Well, listen, that's very nice of you. I've never tried yoga before, but I'll tell you, I was once hung upside down by a bookie I owed money to, and it made
Did your balls bounce?
it made me more depressed.
Listen, we've been talking a long time.
Hey, Howard,
I'll let Ken call in with one
Can
question.
I say one thing?
Yes, go ahead.
It's just a quick story about the Woody Allen thing with Rosie. This is kind of interesting. 1993, I was starting out as a comic. I had a spot at a club called Stand Up New York, and the manager came up to me and said, "Listen, you're bummed. Rosie O'Donnell's coming in."
Oh, I'm sorry.
And listen, Rosie, this happens. I do it now too. I love it.
That's true.
Comes around, goes around.
It's fun. So I said, "How long is she going to do?" And Rosie, they don't know that. She's going to do however long she wants to fucking do. You know?
Yeah, shut up.
So, exactly. So I'm like, okay, it's a big star, and I want to see Rosie. And so I stand in the back, and the Woody Allen scandal had just broken. Mm-hmm. And except for you, no one in show business was really giving him a lot of shit. And she did about a half an hour just bashing him, which was so funny to me. I sat in the back, and the last line she said, a lot of people in show business tell me I shouldn't insult Woody Allen, but you know what? Fuck it. I won't be in Annie Hall, too.
Yeah. And then I said, eat me, you slimy bookworm-looking child molesting bastard. Fuck you, Woody Allen. That's what I said.
And I thought
That's
that
gonna
was
be a good radio
that
show.
was ballsy. And
I like it. I like it.
And then I went up and bombed.
Well,
Oh, Artie.
what are you going to do?
I was bumped in my day, too, honey, by Seinfeld and Leno.
It happens, right?
Yes.
And you accept it. Ken, go ahead. You're on the air in Florida.
Before I get to make my point, is there a programming conflict then between this show and Rosie's show?
Well, we run over a little bit.
We do run over, but listen,
you can always catch up.